everybody. Welcome to Bad Science Sunday, where we take a comedic approach to debunking bad science over the internet. And today we have Grayson. Oh my God, you're back. And
Long
you're,
time
is
no
that
see.
oh wait, hold up. Grayson.
Hey,
I haven't
everybody.
seen you in like 2 years, a year or 2 years, something like
Yeah,
that.
I have
Wow.
been a very bad YouTuber in like the past year, basically. I haven't really
Not
uploaded.
not as bad as me.
That's true. I'm only the second worst YouTuber in this stream.
Fantastic.
So where are you now? Or you can tell us a continent if you don't want to. Like, I can imagine you wouldn't want to tell us your like address, but
Well, actually, funny enough, the place I'm staying does not have an address. Like, I don't understand how I'm supposed to receive mail here, but it is on a street that has no name and there is no address. Like, I go on
there's
Google
no
Maps.
numbers on the building.
No, I go on Google Maps. There is no address for my location. So I literally couldn't even dox myself if I tried, but I am currently in Lake Atitlan in Guatemala.
Wow. Okay.
That's the only place
This
I've ever stayed at or even been to or heard of that literally just doesn't have a street name or address. Again, I don't know how people here receive mail.
How do you receive internet? That sounds really backwoods.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, and this is not my decision, I only
Starlink.
learned it when I got here, but it is Starlink
Yep.
internet. I swore that I would never get Starlink or pay for Starlink, but
Wah, wah.
Yeah, no, you do what you gotta do. Like,
now you know who to blame.
yeah.
All right. So you're probably not going to be doing a lot of videos on your own channel anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, there's like several ideas for videos that I want to do, but I've just been, like I said, the second worst YouTuber on this stream. I don't know. I've just been, it's been hard to get to them.
Well, you do have a lot of videos on your channel. And I hear that when people watch videos, it adds to the view count. Maybe you could trickle in a couple of dollars from that. So if anybody goes to your channel, what are they going to see?
Mainly a lot of debunking of bad pseudoscience, kind of like what this channel is all about. I focus on
Hey.
young Earth creationism, flat Earth, pseudo history, archaeology, just pretty much anything that is just a load of bunk. So, viewers of this channel will be very familiar with the overall approach.
Yeah,
All right.
because you do some
I do.
science.
I
Sorry, some
do.
science videos. I miss your science news. Used to do that on
Yeah.
Thursdays.
Yeah, I just did. I've done one stream since I've been here in Guatemala, and I did cover like the three biggest science news in the topic of like origin of life research. So I did kind of cover like because I've missed out on a lot of huge science news in the last year in like human
Imagine.
evolution and abiogenesis and cosmology and astrophysics, which we're going to be talking about, particle physics today.
Hey, did you notice that we once again debunked the flat Earth?
In like, are you talking about like the
Artemis?
last December? Oh, Artemis. Okay, I was like, are you talking about the 24-hour sun and Antarctica?
Any of it? Any of it? Like, did any of that make your news feed?
Yeah, no. I mean, I was following Artemis. I was like really disappointed actually that I wasn't in San Diego to like hear the touchdown when the astronauts returned. Because I have heard like some like SpaceX like launches when they come back.
Oh,
I
cool.
have heard that when I've been in San Diego, like a little like sonic boom in the atmosphere. It's pretty cool. But I was like watching it live, like the launch, several of the moments from the feed. I mean, it was just like, it's the stuff that like ignites a love of science for like children and the next
Oh yeah.
generation. It's gonna be so awesome. I'm looking forward to Artemis. What is it? Are they doing the moon landing on Artemis 4 now?
I
I'm looking forward to that one a lot. It used to be Artemis 3, and I think they pushed it to Artemis 4.
honestly, you know
Okay.
what I'm looking forward for?
What's
Um, this the everyday astronaut. He got like a spot on a trip that they're doing around the moon.
Mm.
With I like Elon is sending him and like other people, but everyday astronaut has a fantastic channel, and he's just like a YouTuber who like made videos about it, and now he gets to go around the moon, and that's super awesome.
Wow. So wait, Maya
Yeah.
Vandy, if you were given the opportunity to like be an astronaut and go into space, like go to the moon, would you do it?
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know if I would,
I
I
know.
honestly.
would. I
I was
would.
like, I don't know. My
I would.
first, my first knowledge of spaceships was a Challenger.
Oh yeah. I mean, I would probably I would want to go up and see the Earth from up there, but I
Yeah.
would want to go all the way to the moon. You know, like all like literally all of my favorite stuff is here on Earth. You
Oh
know?
yeah, yeah,
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. I don't know. I rockets. I don't. It is weird because I don't have a fear of flying, like airplanes or any of that. But like rockets, I don't know. I don't know. And
So,
luckily, I'll never have to face that fear. So,
so
Hey, you
Titan
never
has a
know. I mean, we're all big YouTubers. You know,
yeah,
maybe
huge.
Elon or
Yeah.
two of
Bezos.
us.
Katy Perry
Two of us
in
are
space.
big
Who
YouTubers.
knows? Like anything's possible, apparently.
Although, guess what? Good news. I have finally gotten over 100 subscribers.
Wow,
Yeah,
congratulations. Everybody clap it up.
yeah. My
No, we're
ratio, though, subscribers to videos I've produced, I mean, arguably infinite.
I
Technically undefined, but
appreciate it.
arguably infinite.
You guys have been honestly like superstars in my opinion for
um,
like I mean being able to do something like this on a weekly basis. I mean I haven't uploaded anything in so long. I mean I literally I cannot tell you how impressed I am with like you guys' ability to like be consistent with it.
Okay, yeah.
I
So
mean, well,
by
yeah, when you
by
have a stable home, it makes it a lot easier.
also, I'm just along for the ride. Okay, I put no. That's not true.
Hey,
Maya
you
does
guys
all the hard
still
work.
up.
I do most of the work, but he's been great these past
I
couple of weeks, just
respect
because
it.
they've been physics videos and I need his input on it.
Hey,
But
wait,
yeah,
wait a minute, wait a minute. Didn't Vandy pick the video for this week's topic?
so he got choices.
I got choice. She gave
Yeah.
me choices, and I picked from the choices that she gave me.
Nice. Okay. And never mind. I take it back. Vandy does no work.
No,
No, none. He hasn't picked a
there.
video, I want to say, in like 3 years.
Yeah, it's been. Which, for the record, is.
Well, you kind of went underwater for me.
Yeah, you're still underwater.
How about now? Am
Okay,
I
good. Yep.
right? It's weird. Like you have to be quiet for a moment.
What were you
But yeah,
saying?
no, we've been doing the show for 3 years, so I I see what you did there.
Oh God, yeah. So, oh, I wanted to say something, I totally forgot. But yeah, oh, yeah. So, oh no, you know what? I always forget to do this. All right, let's put Grayson in the chat box.
I've
Here we go.
disappeared. Oh,
you,
here we
you're
go. I'm back.
And then I just want to make sure that he is not hearing an echo. No echo?
oh
No
yeah,
echo,
sometimes
echo.
yeah,
Beautiful.
fantastic.
Um, so yeah, we had a bunch of people who were more they delve into apologetics. So we were doing a lot of critical thinking and woo based videos earlier in the year, and I got homesick. I was just like, I miss science. So I kind of feel like I overshot because been doing a lot of like physics heavy stuff, things that are kind of arguably making Vandy have to stop and think.
Like literally the other video that she showed me, I was like, Maya, if we do this, I didn't say this. But what I would have said is like, Maya, if we do this video, I'm gonna have to like read this whole paper to like figure out what's going on and what this person is saying, like why it's weird and bad. And it's
Like
also
it
about
looks weird and
topology.
bad, but
Topology
like
is hard.
why wasn't in yeah, it wasn't readily
I
apparent.
mean, to be fair, I did read at least the abstract of a paper for this video that we're gonna watch.
Way to
So,
go. I did nothing. I looked at
I
it. He was just like, I like this one. And I'm like, all right, I'm out.
well, there were some things that like he brings up that I didn't know about, and so I was like, I was going down the rabbit hole, and I actually found the paper. So we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But I really
All
quickly,
right.
you mentioned critical thinking, and I sent this comment to Maya earlier, but I just want to read this comment aloud because this comment, I really got a kick out of it. This was a comment on one of the
Oh,
Mudfossil Dark Matter videos because Maya said, we've been delving into critical thinking here. So this comment, I adore this comment. It says, brother, use your critical thinking and objective reasoning. Dark matter is a thing because they are trying to hide the fifth element factor, the ether. A little common sense, brother, please.
Man,
Best comment on a Mud Fossils video I've ever seen. He
what I
really
gotta
had me.
say is, I hope that that person has a channel.
Come
uh,
on, brother, exercise a little critical thinking. They're trying to hide the ether from you.
I mean, duh.
It's the fifth element. I don't know what.
So I did kind of spoil that we would be talking about mud fossils here, and I think that you guys have like way more experience debunking mud fossils than I do. I don't think I've ever talked about a mud fossil video on my channel, or even
Uh,
really watched one in its entirety until this.
What? Oh, you are in
he,
for a treat, my
he-
friend.
dude, he's
So my,
exposed
my
to your
understanding of it is that he's already completely revolutionized geology and paleontology, and now he's turning his genius to focus on physics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like all of them go together, right? Like it's his theory of particle physics is called dipole electron flood theory.
Oh yeah.
And one of the major claims, which does not come up in this video, is that every single cave he's ever seen is a vagina.
Come again? Wait. How does this have anything to do with electrons? And I'm like,
Oh
okay, I'm
no,
gonna
this is okay. This is what he's known for, right? And so the videos that you've seen with the bigger views that weren't padded,
Yeah.
allegedly, are his mud fossil videos. He thinks that everything on Earth apparently used to be alive and is now a fossilized version of itself.
Yeah, I primarily know him from like Howard and Howard like saying you got to watch Mud Fossils. He explains everything. So like I knew that he was like, oh, this giant mountain that kind of looks like an elephant actually used to be an elephant and got turned into a mountain, and all of these rocks are like organs or something that have been petrified. Like, and then I see on his channel that he like claims to have gotten like DNA from a giant or something.
Oh
So
yeah.
Yeah. We went over that paper.
oh,
Yeah.
We,
paper.
we,
It was in a
we
Word document. They were so kind.
we have covered I believe we've covered Roger more than any other subject.
So is
Probably.
this the first time that you guys have covered his
No.
dark matter? Oh wow, okay. So you
It
guys are
might be
the
the first
experts
time.
here.
We're
It might be the
committed.
first time that we've covered like a dark matter focus thing, but everything he says is
Everything.
like the third time I've heard him say it.
Yeah, I was gonna say like he's brought up dark matter before. I know, like it may
It-
have not been a dark matter video, but he likes to straw man dark
Yeah,
matter.
Well, I've
and
got
there's the black ones and the white ones, and they have various interactions and patterns that are
Indeed.
mutually contradictory and also deeply socially concerning.
I've got his dipole electron flood theory website
Mhm.
pulled up right now. I have
Oh yeah,
perused it. I still have a lot of questions,
right
but
here.
the first one I'm curious about is why is it the dipole electron flood theory? Like, is that like Noah's flood that he's talking
No,
about?
because he started with the mud flood thing. He started being one of those people that thinks that like the entire world was like had a mud flood, like I think like 300 years ago, like one of those like recent people who
Like a
thinks that all.
Tartarian thing.
Yeah, the Tartarian things where they think that because there are like a lot of buildings and stuff and a lot of cities that have like a whole sort of lower level because people build on top of things, that therefore, yeah, exactly.
I think like Roger might be the biggest like polymath crank to where he's just going from field to field to field, revolutionizing it with his insights. Like, I
Could
can't
be.
think of another crank that has as wide a breadth as like, changing everything we know about particle physics and also geology and paleontology and also history. I mean, he's doing it all. Is there anything
Oh,
this man cannot do?
you said the thing.
What would you say your biggest accomplishment is? What field? I'm one of those rare sorts of people that has, say multi. I'm a polymath. I'm a polymath.
A polymath. A polymath.
He's a
Oh,
polymath.
Oh my God, I actually have watched that guy's Egyptology videos. They
Oh
are
no! Everyone, keep him away from Kip. God damn it!
all right.
oh,
So, this video. The title of the video is Dark Matter Proven for the First Time and Actually Seen, Not Theorized. He does not deliver on that promise.
Oh, Miranda speaks facts. I am so sorry. I once again confirmed our cult status here. We so cult.
Weasel Cole!
All right. I'm sorry. Please.
This is from our friend, Mudfossil University, Roger, who has 245,000 subscribers. I feel like last time we covered him, he had over 250, but I could be wrong. Maybe he just only had gotten over 200 and he's just kept on climbing to our chagrin. But this video, which was published a week ago, only has 1,064 views, which
Oh,
there.
yeah, we were talking. Okay, and that's kind of what I meant to say. It's just really weird. So the first time he did, we'll say the first time, he did a dark matter video maybe 2 months ago. I'd have to go back and look at that, but yeah, it wasn't very long ago. And which got him 500,000 views. And then he
Yeah.
did another one a couple of days later, which got him 300,000 views.
holy shit. You're right. Holy well, so if we look at his recent his top videos are well, so we've got two of these that like clearly this is where he's got his mud fossil thing because he thinks that this
Yeah.
picture is just clearly an ancient dead dude. Yeah, that's one.
Yeah,
Thing.
this is actually something I wanted to point out is that like when I looked at his most popular videos, they're all from like 8 years ago, and then you have a bunch of them that are all grouped together from 2 months ago.
2 months ago. Yeah,
And
that's
those
wild.
videos have like are some of the most popular ones on his channel, including a dark matter video, which is his fifth most popular one. And when you
Yeah.
look at it, I really heavily suspect that he's paying for these views. These are view botting like accounts because like the video we're about to watch that has 1,000 views has 23 comments. The video on the almost the exact same subject that
This
has
one?
that has 350,000 views has 29 comments. They have almost and it's almost the same people commenting.
Yeah.
So it's not adding up. The math ain't mathing.
Well, no, but see, okay, so when you go to his channel, he has like an aura of like an infinite improbability drive sort of thing. Like the math in Roger's world works the same way as the math does on a white person's pad, which is incomprehensible. Also, a Hitchhiker's Guide joke.
Yeah, I'm loving the Hitchhiker's Guide references tonight, Vandy.
Right.
I literally just finished the fifth book in the trilogy like a couple months ago. I'd read the first one back in high school and I'd never finished the trilogy out.
Fair enough.
All right. One day, when you're both adults, you will be the answer to life, life, the universe, and everything. I am the answer
never-
to life, the universe, and everything. Plus, like 4.
Yeah, I'm not getting to age 42. That's not happening.
What? Isn't that how old your dad was when you were born or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he was like 48 when I was born or
Oh,
something.
goddamn.
Yeah, it's why. No, you're right. Maybe it was closer to 42. I can't remember. I can't do math either. I've been watching Roger videos today.
Math is hard. Just ask Kip.
Math,
Infamously good at math.
Well, it's a
fantastic.
good thing that there's going to be precisely zero math in Roger's video today.
That's
Oh,
true.
hey, Cynthia has come and she has brought Skeptic Haven and her crew.
Hello, motherfucker.
Raise the roof. Thank you all for coming by and Skeptic Haven. I hope you had a really great. Actually, they did have a good stream. Cynthia and Neil got to yell at a couple of Christians. They're really in their element. Everybody go to Skeptic Haven, like and subscribe. All right. We are going to start the show. I swear to God. You guys, let's find a play button and.
Okay, my friends, this is the new and accurate model
Hold on. Let me check the speed. I'm at 1.5. That actually normally works really well for him.
For Roger, yeah.
of the atomic. Okay, my friends, this is the new and accurate model of the atomic realm.
It's not.
This is the anatomy of a proton.
It's not.
Dark matter is right there. It's in the center of every molecule and proton.
It's not. This is again like so. If I just switch over to his website, which Grayson also has open, I put it in dark mode because I care about you.
Because it's dark matter.
Yeah, that too. But also I'm empathetic to people. This is I don't think I've ever read this entire block of text because my mom certain defense mechanisms.
What's your degree in again?
My degree. I have. I
no,
have
just
PhD
say the words,
physics.
Bart.
Yeah, there we go. I have a PhD in physics, and this motherfucker
does not.
Does not.
I mean, are we going to talk about some of the specifics that he's got on this website? Because
we will. We can, but I do want to get more than literally 16 seconds in.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Okay, it'll happen.
So yeah, because
It's inside. You can't see it. This is light, and that bounces back at you, so you just can't see it. But it's inside the core of every atom, and there is also dark matter just floats around. And I can show you both of these things, and I will.
He won't. But so for one thing, dark matter is inside every atom. Okay, that's one thing that he has stated that we can hang our hat on that.
Okay, my friends, I'm going to explain to you exactly what dark matter.
I do want to say thank you to Regios, you absolute angel.
Woohoo! Yeah, I am unstoppable. Today is my day. Hucky, ducky, Dukin. Ha ha, fuck yeah. Zebra parkour. I bet you didn't know it was so badass.
And speaking of badasses.
Oh, it's amazing. Isn't it? Isn't it amazing? You'll see it again, I'm sure.
Well, yeah. Well, I like to thank people who give us more than $20 with awesome zebras, and in this whole channel. But Reggio's great aim here gave him. I'm sorry, Colt. Wait. Yes, gifted us 10 more cultists, which went to. I'm gonna get it down one day. I swear to God.
We can make
friend of the show. Sweet Pea, Mikado, Kurt Man Sam, Cardell, Carverist, Arp Mans, Arp Mans. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
There we go.
All right. Also went to Christian Slay's Flockmeister. Is that Flockmeister? I love that. It's got a cock in the thumbnail and everything. It's like, what? Way to go,
It does.
Flockmeister. I know, right? And also, Secular Sakai, welcome to the cult. I have again been reaffirmed that you are indeed in a cult, which is a weird flex when you try to use that on me pejoratively. I don't know why that's a thing, but it is. And we're here for it. We love to see it. Welcome back, all the cultists. Please
Weasel
enjoy
cult?
your tapioca weasels, your nitties, and vaginas.
Funny story, actually. When my dad was in 6th grade, and they asked all of the 6th graders, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" He wrote charismatic cult leader.
I love that.
To be fair, a bigger flex, a way bigger flex, is to be an uncharismatic cult leader. You know how much harder that is?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why Brigham Young was impressive.
There is. I'm going to show it to
know.
you.
I mean, he had to be charismatic to have like 100 wives or whatever.
He inherited that whole structure, that power structure.
Yeah.
He didn't build the power structure, which
like an
is
MLM.
Yeah. He, like, the person who builds it has to be charismatic. The next person, like the dude who's actually in charge of
Doesn't have to be very charismatic.
like Scientology. What's his name, Miskovich or something?
Yeah.
That dude is not known to be charismatic, but L. Ron Hubbard was.
And actually, if you'd like to go to Misinterpretations channel, I was talking about cults this past Tuesday. So, please feel free to go to her channel, like and subscribe. And, maybe watch that video from beginning to end, as one does. It is writing good.
I would say Elon Musk is the most uncharismatic cult leader, and he built that cult. So
Yeah, but it's okay because he controls your internet access right now, and also like half $1 trillion. So.
And they're talking about a dark matter experiment reaches critical milestone deep underground. This just came out today. This is way, way, way deep in the ground. They're looking for dark matter is the mysterious mass that theoretically accounts for 85% of the mass in the known universe.
Okay, so that is dark matter is 85% of the mass in the known universe for bingo. Also, it's like right-ish at least.
do you know about this experiment, Vandy?
This one, I don't know. I don't know the details of this one, but I know these types of experiments. They put something really deep underground. It's a detector that is detecting very rare sort of interactions. And it's ruling out, assuming that they don't detect anything, which they won't, almost certainly. They're like a certain class of dark matter candidates.
Yeah, and I actually looked up and I read this article because I was like, oh wow, that's like very recent, cool. Like they said they achieved a milestone, and I was curious. And Roger, of course, is never going to say what that milestone is.
No,
so
he
I'll
doesn't.
just say in the article, the milestone that this experiment achieved was that they finally reached the optimal temperature that they need to get. It's like hundreds of times colder than space.
Yeah,
and
they have to.
It's actually.
Is it like this large dilution refrigerator that they're trying to get down to like a millikelvin?
Yes, that's what's in the picture at the beginning of the article. And this is actually the furthest underground research lab in the world. They just now achieved the temperature that they need to begin their operations, but they still are not going to start operations for a couple more months. So that's the summary of the article of the real science. Now we can get we've
really
done
cool.
with the real science. Let's get into the
Hey, is that feather part of the
Sorry, I cut you off.
No, I said, is that feather part of the experiment? Because it's
It
all
is
up in the
not.
picture.
It is not. He uses the feather. So somebody brought up the feather in the chat. He does the thing with the feather because and he uses the wrong end, which is
Great.
because he used to keep on just poking the screen, and like he messed up the screen just like I messed up my camera. And like his audience was like, dude, you're gonna like destroy your screen, and so he got a feather, and like he should use the other side of the feather, but it is better than him.
No, yeah. Much like facts, the other side of the feather is inconvenient.
Oh, really, fair enough, yeah.
But also, before you go, I'm sorry, I just want to get this out of the way so it's like not top of mind all the time.
Excuse me, are y'all with the cult?
We are.
Yeah, celebrated almost a whole year as a anti-cosmetologist. And Vanellia says, my first day here, wait, my first birthday here is almost upon us. Yes, it is. And but not your birthday, just your, yeah, anniversary. But we'll say birthday. You know what? He's giving me money, so it's totally a birthday, not an
We
anniversary.
can call it whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you'd like, Angel. Welcome back to the cult. Please enjoy your topic. Please use your nitties and vaginas.
So let me just, I just want to like go off on a little bit of a tangent here. Dilution refrigerators are the sort of most cutting edge technology to get down to ultra cold temperatures with like a lot of stuff. And by a lot of stuff, I mean like literally like a, there's like a little area or jar and like a bunch of stuff there gets that cold. What I do gets another 1,000 times colder, but what I'm doing is a few million atoms at, you know, on the high end, that are held and levitated in a vacuum chamber and being like zapped by lasers. That what they're doing is they're actually cooling down like stuff that you could like see, and it's not just a few 100,000 atoms. Which atoms are small. Okay, a few 100,000 atoms is
that even visible?
it is visible when you do what we're doing to them, but we're very mean to them, and we zap them with lasers. But yeah, you can go to you can literally see them fluoresce at the temperature that they're at when they're fluorescing like that. They are at a few millikelvin, which is what these things can get down to. These things can get down to that temperature. But later stages of the experiment, we can get down another factor of 1,000,000 or so. So, colder.
85%.
I'm really excited to see you, Grayson. Really, I really appreciate you for coming on.
Nice. And you were like sounding a little bit underwater before, but just right now your audio was good.
Yeah, I don't know. The sound clips don't like me.
Also, it's really weird. Like, I don't know how it's lasted this long because it's been a thing for years, but it's one of those things where like earlier that happened to me and I just stopped for 5 seconds and it like resets however it does the thing.
Oh yeah, I've been not talking for quite a while, so there you go.
I'm bad at not talking.
You are.
They can't find it. Despite 60 years of ongoing study, scientists have yet to find concrete evidence of this matter or determine what it is composed of.
Okay, saying that we don't have concrete evidence of dark matter is simply wrong. Saying we don't know what it's composed of is simply right, more or
So
less.
yeah, I mean, do you think he's saying like we don't have it on Earth, like it's not in a jar somewhere? Like I don't understand what that
is the problem.
Well, he thinks it's inside every atom, so presumably it would also be
okay.
inside every jar. But
Which,
in my when I took cosmology, we actually calculated the amount of dark matter that would be in your average coffee cup. Just you know, because it's at a roughly equal distribution, like density throughout like a big, you know, kind of spherical bubble around the galaxy, including all around us right now. So you can calculate like what is the weight of the dark matter that would be occupying your average cup of coffee. And that was just a super cool calculation. But yeah, I was wanting to.
What was the outcome?
I was going to ask
it was a very, 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 very small amount, but like, was it more or less than 1 proton, for example?
No, it was more significant than that.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember the exact amount, but I feel like it was on the scale of like micrograms, I think.
That I could believe. That like I just like I'm ballparking a ballpark here when I say that I could believe that, because like micrograms, that's not a lot, but you're talking about a coffee cup. You're talking about a volume this big, and if we're talking about something that is 6 times as dense as the ambient density in the entire galaxy, I would expect it to be. I guess I would probably expect it to be nanograms or picograms or something, but I wouldn't expect it to be zero. Like if you could actually isolate it and put it in a thing, you could measure it and do stuff with it.
Yeah, and at one point, I do actually want to talk about the evidence that we have for dark matter because, like, that was one of my favorite sections of my cosmology course. Is we literally calculated like that 85% number. We calculated that using like 6 or 7 different lines of evidence.
Oh, wow.
And we got in between like 80 to 90% of like the total mass in the universe is dark matter. And we arrived at that with so many different independent methods, from like the cosmic microwave background to like galactic clustering velocities to galactic like rotation curves to like collisions between
the original one.
Like there's so many different methods that you can use.
Like there are broadly 3 big categories. It's like rotation curves, lensing, and CMB, and each of those rotation curves, maybe not as much as the other two, branch into like multiple different things. You can be like this picture right here of the bullet cluster.
Yes.
How do you explain this? You could.
That's one of my biggest pet peeves with like all of these, and you actually see this in like pop science articles. Like I just saw one last week that was like, new study disproves dark matter and the universe is 27 billion years. And I'm like, that's one guy that is just keeps saying this, but that's just a pet peeve of mine because like these science journalists will like latch on to anything that is like dark matter isn't real, new study finds, and like they just publish that with abandon. But every single time like you have like an alternative model to dark matter, it literally is only addressing like one of those 7 different converging lines of evidence, and it completely fails to explain any of the rest. Like with modified Newtonian gravity, like there are ways that you can maybe force that to work for certain things, like clustering.
It doesn't work as a unified whole. Dark matter works better than everything else, and it doesn't have any obviously huge problems with it.
Yeah, it will completely fail to like literally there is not a single alternative explanation for the bullet cluster where you have 2 galaxies colliding, but the center of their mass is not where any of the visible matter is. It's in between all the visible matter, and it's like there is no alternative explanation for that other than dark matter.
Yeah.
But my main point that I just wanted to harp on, I guess I went on a big spiel, but there are like literally in my cosmology course, we looked at, I think it was 6 or 7 different independent methods, and you could calculate the percentage of the universe that is dark matter. And each one of those different methods all converge to give you that same around 85% number that is cited in this article right here. It's like, that is some pretty concrete evidence.
Yeah.
They can't find it. It makes up 85% of
Underwater.
the universe. Well, I'm going to show you exactly what it is. Okay, any physicist will tell you the speed of light in a vacuum is fixed.
Whenever he starts a sentence with any physicist will tell you, I will do anything in my power to be like, you're wrong about that. And like he is wrong about that, but not experimentally. The speed of light in a vacuum, the round trip speed of light, this is a whole other conversation. We don't have time for it. Is demonstrably we have no counter evidence for what he said, which I hate. I hate it when he's right.
Hey, Cap, look.
Because a certain speed.
Cap, look, Nitty's here. Aren't you happy? He's your other co-host. Yay. You know, and I'm saying this to no one in particular, but he's ours. He's ours. And you can't have him back. Fuck off.
She's saying it to Kip.
I'm saying it to Kip.
Yeah.
And that's it. Well, we can accelerate it here on Earth. So if you could accelerate it in a vacuum, accelerate it here on Earth, that blows the whole thing out of the water.
He's talking about accelerating light. I don't know what he means by that. You cannot make information travel faster than the speed of light according to any remotely accepted models of physics that we have. Okay? You can make certain aspects of a light wave seem to travel faster, but not in a way that actually conveys information.
This is where light starts at about this speed. And then
That's not a speed, man. That's a picture on a screen. I don't.
here we accelerate it by using a Venturi,
Here?
which is a
Wait,
general
where was
accelerator.
here? He was like, here
Here.
we accelerate it.
Yeah.
In the vacuum accelerator here on Earth,
That's
that
not
blows
even
the
the
whole thing out of the water.
direction. Like, okay, if something was being accelerated there, I mean, it seems like he's going the opposite direction of the acceleration.
Well, okay, but he's talking about using a Venturi, and a Venturi is a particle accelerator. And I have a lot of nepotistic obsession with particle accelerators that start
You do.
with the letter V. So, so he's wrong and bad, and he should feel bad. And also, I don't know what a Venturi is. He never explains what a fucking Venturi is.
No, he does. He said it's a general accelerator.
That's not how. That does not satisfy my criteria, Grayson.
He said he accelerated it with a Venturi, which is a general accelerator. How? That's perfectly clear.
Okay, so a Venturi device is a tube with a taper constriction that increases fluid velocity and decreases pressure. The Venturi effect. Based on, Bernoulli's principle.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. It is widely used to measure fluid flow rates, mixed gases or liquids, like in carbonators or ozone injectors, and deliver precise oxygen concentration in medical mask.
All right, so you know what that isn't?
I know what a medical mask is. I have no idea what it isn't. And that's all I got out of that sentence.
It's not a high energy particle accelerator. It
No.
accelerates like fluids. Not the same thing. Not the same thing.
Maybe
In
I'm
this
wrong.
context, I
It
don't
sounds
know.
like they're accelerating it by like shrinking the diameter of the tube. Like,
Yeah, but what are they accelerating? Because they're accelerating photons.
yeah, he thinks they're accelerating light, and I at first I thought he was just talking about like Cherenkov radiation, but like that's where you're
that's not what he
accelerating
called-
something that's not light.
It's Cherenkov radiation, according to him.
Okay.
He
I
gets
was like,
that later. He gets that like this part of the video, which we're not getting to at this rate.
This is where light starts at about this speed.
Oh, hey,
And then
can I just want to remind everyone that Seth will not lose sleep for me. Rude. Go ahead.
here we accelerate it by using a Venturi, which is a general accelerator. And at this point, the black particles and the white particles separated. That's the
Where are the black particles?
I think he's just talking about any darkness on the screen.
Yes, he is, and you know this.
dipoles. I'll show you this clearly. You see this?
No, you won't. Also, what? Rude pause face. Dr. Becky does not need
This is
to be
Dr.
treated
Becky
like
Schmerst.
this, okay?
Nothing.
Dr. Becky is awesome. She's fierce. She is like, yeah, like what's that?
She is less than a year older than me, and she's a professor at Oxford. It is so, like, humbling.
Oh, like she is the moment. Like I don't understand what he's going to try to debunk here, but I did not approve.
She's awesome.
Can travel faster than the speed of light. That's the common thought. But now they're saying, is the universe expanding faster than the speed of light? Well, if nothing is
That's a complicated question, and it's so irritating that it's like. That's
Well, I
such
don't
a
even think it's.
fascinating
I don't.
topic.
I think you can explain it pretty simply to where even somebody like Roger would be able to understand it. Where you're saying
No,
nothing
no.
can travel through space faster than the speed of light. But when the universe is expanding, it's not traveling through space. It's
It
the
is
space
space.
itself expanding.
It's you have a certain amount of space. You wait a little bit. Now you have more space, equally distributed, like throughout all the stuff. So 2 points that were initially at rest are now farther apart.
But the crucial thing is that neither of those 2 points
They
travel
move.
through that space. Like,
Yes, and what do we mean by travel through space? In this case, because you need another way of like defining that, and they haven't been accelerated. They started out at rest with respect to each other, and neither of them experienced any net force. And the second law is one of those things that does actually hold up rigorously properly interpreted um at even at like weird, levels of quantum field theory and stuff like that. Like the second law still works, it's just you got to use it the right way.
Fair.
Excuse me. You're right.
Marion is a friend of the show, and I will not have her be her membership or cult renewal be disrespected in that matter.
That's a cult baby. She just had a cult baby.
Excuse me, are y'all with the cult?
Marion is a friend of the show. She's
You're underwater.
can you hear me now?
No.
Can you hear me now?
Nope.
Good. Marion has been a tattoo weasel for 9 months.
Ow.
Weasels are nitties and vaginas.
Well, all right. You came back at the end there.
Literally,
Right.
you emerged from the water just to say nitties and vaginas.
Perfect timing.
Story of my life.
No, it's really a lot of nonsense now going into physics because the standard model is not right. When the standard model is not right, there is nothing that will ever be right.
Well, that's okay. The second half of that sentence does not follow from the first. Also, the standard model is an exceptionally broad and exceptionally effective model of physics. Also, there is some debate to be had about what exactly counts as like the standard model. Like neutrino oscillation and neutrino masses do not come out of the standard model in its like sort of most basic form, but you can add them in a way that like is not that weird,
Well, according to the Dipole Electron Flood Theory, neutrinos are actually light in motion, and then they concuss into photons. That's a direct quote from this website.
Well, yeah, but you just gave me a concussion, and I feel like I might have grounds for legal action against you.
Well, the standard model is wrong, so you cannot be right about that.
There's a
Watch
question to
me.
tap.
So the way that works is photons have momentum, and if you interact with an atom that is going this way with a laser that is pointed this way, then the atom will absorb that photon, absorb some of its momentum, slow down a little bit, and then it will re-emit it in a random direction, so on average it won't push it in any particular way. Lasers are highly monochromatic fields of light. They exist at a very particular frequency, and you can use that to interact with atoms and change their internal energy. And again, very importantly, photons have momentum. So anytime you absorb a photon, you have to conserve momentum. That is how hitting stuff with lasers can cool it down. And by stuff, I mean isolated atoms.
You know, I really wish I had saved that video of you showing me what you actually do.
I did that?
Yeah. You know, I'll find it and then we'll do it later. All right.
This is the correct model,
No, it's not.
where the dark matter, the muons go to the center.
Muons are dark matter. Okay, muons are not dark matter. That's not how muons work. That's not how dark matter works. That's not how any of this works.
So I would actually, at this juncture, I would like to read a little segment, just a small segment from his website where
You have the
he
website
says-
up. Can we share it?
Oh,
You
I
press
don't know how
the
to
one
share
next to the
screen.
gear.
but it's just like a sentence. It just
Okay,
says like he breaks down what electrons, muons, neutrinos, gluons, and photons are, and I was just gonna read the muons segment where he says muons are the tiniest fixed particle and is dark matter and dark energy and is also cold and gravity.
Every single part of that is wrong, and there isn't a way to rehabilitated it. Okay, and I'm great at rehabilitating what our guests mean. It's my one skill besides the play button pressing, and I'm better at this thing.
You know where
Nothing.
play
There's
button
nothing.
is?
They don't oppose each other. They'll just push right up again. Couldn't care less. These are the white energy particles. They hate each other. So they will have a region around each other. And there seems to be no mass to them. These have mass and don't care about anything other than being snuggled up to the white ones. The white ones.
So the black ones have no mass and only care about being snuggled up to the white ones.
Want desperately to be attached to the black.
Yeah, go ahead.
There he is.
That's what electricity is.
I did figure out how to share my screen, and I do think it's kind of hilarious just to like actually look at his website for like 2 seconds, because like this just cracked me up. First, I just want to draw your attention to this sentence right here, where it says that all protons have 1,839 dipoles.
My God, do you know what that number is from?
I don't at all. But he says that all neutrons have 1,840.
Okay, so that second number I think is wrong. I think that number, the first number, is megahertz per c squared. I think that's the mass of the proton. It's roughly 2 megahertz per c or something like that. No, it's
He doesn't
938.
explain where he got this number from. I assumed it like came to him in a dream or something. But okay, this is the part that I think is really funny. Well, first of all, I didn't actually read the white electron dark muon because I felt like that could get like really like weirdly racist. So I just skipped past that. And I just went right to this little particle zoo, and this is the funniest thing ever. So yeah, this is what I was reading before, that muons are literally cold itself, as well as gravity and dark energy and dark matter. And then electrons are apparently heat and light. But also neutrinos are also light that is in travel.
All of
and
that's
they
wrong.
can cross into photons. And also, gluons are also neutrinos.
It may be a hate crime. This might be a particle physics hate crime.
The thing that bothers me the most about this is that, like, okay, if he's just going to just make up stuff, like, why does he have to use the actual names for the particles? Like, why can't he just make up his own names and stop stealing valor from particle physics?
Because I don't know.
Yeah, like this, I mean, this just broke my brain. Like the fact that, like, why is he just using actual things and just saying, okay, but a photon, okay, photons are not light. Photons are simply 2 gluons back to back. And then a gluon is a neutrino.
Dramatically not what they are.
Wait. So a photon is 2 gluons, a gluon is a neutrino, and neutrinos.
Oh my God, everything about this couldn't be wronger.
And okay, wait. Up here, this was really breaking my brain here. It says that protons and neutrons, what are they made of? Protons and neutrons are made of dipoles in certain stable quantities that we now call atoms.
Least wrong thing he said, horrifically wrong.
No,
Horrifically wrong, and the least wrong thing he said.
He's literally saying that protons and neutrons that make up atoms are themselves made up of atoms. That's what that sentence just said.
This is particle recursion is a thing he does all the time. All right. So
that's all I want. That's all I could stomach from that website. I couldn't do any more than that.
We're getting the holy whiteboard, guys.
Okay, I need your help, Grayson, to explain these while I'm writing them. So we got the strong force, we got the weak force, right?
Yeah, so the strong force keeps like atomic nuclei together. It's like the glue that holds together like protons and neutrons. The weak force is in terms of like changing the flavor of particles. So think like how.
I don't even know what that means, but he's right.
how particles decay into other particles, how they change type from one type of particle to the other. It has to be mediated by the weak force. The electromagnetic force is just light, magnetism, which I know Vandy doesn't believe in, but we'll
It's a
just use
painful topic.
and then gravity is that fake thing that's actually electricity.
You learn well, my young Padawan. So neutrinos only interact in this square. This is one of the four fundamental forces. Neutrinos are only in this square. He's
And
saying gluons are only in this square and also a little bit in this square.
Vandy, neutrinos, if they do have mass, which most physicists think they do, would also interact gravitationally, like extremely.
Okay, you're right. You're right. Everything with mass also interacts gravitationally. You're right. And I don't know if he's going to bring it up, but it's a bingo square, so I'm bringing it up. Sterile neutrinos only interact via gravity, but they also are hypothetical and have not been proven to exist. But like, I literally just had a journal club where we like talked about some models and stuff because one of our graduate students is doing her comprehensive exams and she's talking about a set of experiments to try and look at and model sterile neutrinos.
And I see that Leo Phileas is in the chat kicking the hornet's nest and asking, is gravity really a fundamental force, though?
In the standard model, yes. In the standard model, yes. Because the standard model doesn't technically include general relativity. It only, I think, models things via like quantum gravity, which, for the record, works at most energy scales. It doesn't work at high energy scales. Why people say it doesn't work? Because it fails in a way that the other things don't fail. But we understand a lot more than people give us credit for sometimes.
Sometimes.
But
And yeah, the important thing
are here and here. Gluons are here and here. Neutrinos are not here. That's what the neutral part of the word neutrino means. Because it doesn't have the E or the M, okay? And so when he's saying that you've got neutrinos that are actually gluons that are also it's all so wrong, okay? Why? Why are you like this?
Daryl Frost would also like to jump in and remind you that it's not a force.
That gravity isn't a force?
Yeah.
Okay.
Counterpoint.
Well, Leo already brought up that point. And again, but it's fundamentally the same point. And again, in standard model particle physics, where these things are quantum fields and whatnot, it's a quantum field in the standard model, is my understanding, which could be wrong.
Yeah, I've always just heard that gravity is really not in the standard model because, like, gravitons are...
Yeah, it's not, like, really properly well, but... like, gravitons are a thing that works out. You can do the math. You can explain them. We know that gravitons have spin 2, for example. Like, everything about the math makes that very clear that the particle that is the force mediator, if you model it as a force, is a graviton with spin 2. That doesn't mean... We've never detected a graviton, like, unambiguously in the way that we finally did in 2012 or whatever with the Higgs boson, for example. But
fun fact, back in 2012, I bet my arch nemesis from my chemistry class that LHC would find the Higgs particle, and he said that it wouldn't. And the bet was that if they found the Higgs, he would have to eat his hat. And he backed out of the damn bet after they found the Higgs. I was so pissed.
Yeah.
I said, all you have to do is eat a little piece of your hat. Just
man. You could buy a very small hat. Yeah, a very small hat. You could go to a place that like does like Benihana's. They would give you like a little hat that they designed out of sushi or something, and then you could eat that hat.
He was not a man of his word.
Indeed. So Jesse asked, what are the odds that dark matter is more than one thing?
I don't know. I think that I probably think that it's more likely than other people do. What it probably is at least a family or a class of things. That's probably at least what it is. The most popular models for it 15 years ago would have been supersymmetric models with WIMPs and stuff like that, and then you would have had like a whole family of things. Most of those models, the easy ones, the ones that make sense, and are like easy to build mathematically, most of them have been ruled out.
I think like an interesting like counterpoint to this is like if there really are like multiple different types of like dark matter and it's like a whole other kind of like standard model of dark matter and stuff, like there's a whole other like zoo of dark matter particles, it would be weird given how like uniform the density of dark matter appears to be. That'd be like a weird facet if it's not just one type of thing.
I see what you're saying. I think that what it could be is it could be a family of things where the intersection of how they interact is gravitational with very weak couplings to other things. But that you still end up, it could be possible. Like we don't know exactly what it is at a we know a lot about it, but we don't know about the things that we don't know about, which is one of those very unhelpful sentences.
You know.
Your electrons flow, which you would call these electrons. These are electron neutrinos.
I would not call those electrons.
They flow through whatever the conductor is.
They're not called electron neutrinos either. Electrons, electron neutrinos.
Whoa, underwater.
Okay. Electrons and electron neutrinos. Electrons are here, and a little bit here. Well, they're here and here, and then also yeah, here. And actually, they might even show up a little bit here. So I'm not really sure exactly how that all works out. But electron neutrinos are here, and they're not here. They are not here. They don't have magnetism. They don't have electricity.
Yeah, the reason like is because like if you have a charge, you're gonna be experiencing the electromagnetic force. If you don't have a charge, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely don't think that electrons are going the strong categories. They don't have like a color.
Yeah. The reason I said that, and I realized after I said that it was not. They show up like a Feynman diagram that involves something that has a strong interaction can also involve an electron, but that's like that's always true, right? So like that's not helpful. So no, they don't experience the strong force, but you can have an interaction where you have a neutron emit an electron and also convert into a proton, and that is going to have contributions from the electromagnetic force, from the weak force, especially if there's a neutrino involved, and from the strong force. And there would be, I guess, Feynman diagrams for gravity, but you wouldn't write those down because the Feynman diagrams for gravity are not going to be relevant.
To get to the black.
Oh, real quick.
That's all they want to do is be attacked.
Real quick. Hi. For $2, Jester says, "Are you sure I can't borrow him?" I'm sure he means you. All right, Jester's going to do his first video on his channel, and he's going to borrow you. Well, or maybe he wants you to go live on your channel, and you're going to borrow him.
I will go live on my channel, I promise, if I get 1 million subscribers.
What if I get 1 million subscribers? And
I will also, you know what? I will also go live if Maya gets 1 million subscribers.
All right, deal.
There we go.
We have it. It's on the internet forever. You heard it, folks. Just find 1 million of your friends. Thank you, Chester.
That's what electricity is.
That's not what electricity is. I'm just
weight or energy.
Wait, hold on. I gotta find the tab where I'm actually pressing the play button from.
That's all they want to do is be attached to that black. That's what electricity is. These white or energy particles flowing through a conductor, through a device to get back to the black. That's what electricity is. Now I'm going to show you something
It's not what electricity is.
the Russians did in space. They found dark matter already.
Those damn Russians.
The Ruskies.
Matter's everywhere. Literally everywhere. Okay, here is why we have never seen dark matter. Everything we know of is made of protons and neutrons and molecules, and they get bigger and bigger. But you start.
No, that's not true.
Light. You just talked
Light?
about electrons.
Light? Neutrinos?
Yeah, like the majority of the things that he has mentioned so far are not composed of protons and neutrons.
I will even give him electrons. Like, I will even let him add those to the list, because then he went to, like, molecules, and he was kind of, he's summing up. So, like, I'll give him some of that. Because I can steel man him for hours every day, and you give me 30 seconds with the next thing he says, and it's wrong.
I'll give him props. Like, so far, one of the only correct things that I've heard him say, other than like physicists will tell you that like the speed of light in vacuo is a constant, is that like dark matter is everywhere. Like, that was one of the mind-blowing things to learn about, was just like, it's pervading like all of the space around us, like pretty much all the time.
And that's why one of the state-of-the-art detector experiments that we have for it is putting an ultra cold, basically like amplifier chamber. That's probably what is happening is they're waiting for a weird effect to happen that they can't explain in any other way, that produces some like Cherenkov radiation or something. And they're doing it way, way, way underground so they can avoid all of the cosmic rays and stuff. Because that's a whole source of background that's annoying. But he has no... Why?
The most tiniest particle is a proton.
That's the most tiniest particle is a proton for bingo. That is the tiniest.
But he's literally on the screen right now talking about that the proton is composed of 1,840 dipoles. So clearly, even in his own model, the proton is not the tiniest thing, and his website says that a muon is the tiniest thing. It's like, is it too much to ask that his crazy crank theory is at least self-consistent? Is that too much?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We've been covering Roger for a while. We used to do it monthly. It's way too much to ask.
Way too much.
But also, Jester is back, and I'll try to do this towards the end because for whatever reason it doesn't like it when I talk. But Jester is a member. Jester, we love you. Thanks for coming every week, though. We really appreciate that. And please enjoy your tapioca weasels, your nitties, and vaginas.
Excuse me, are y'all with the cult?
The vaginas, by the way, they're rock vaginas.
They are.
That because of we're paying homage to Roger.
Yeah.
That is bits and pieces and light. All right? And let me show you that. Don't forget, they're starting with neutrons, protons, slamming them together. All kinds of stuff comes out of here. X means...
Okay, wait. I
Right.
gotta say, the sound effect really sold me on this. That made that so much better.
I mean, fair enough. I did not put sound effect as a bingo square, but I did put that's not an X as a bingo square.
Yeah, it kind of almost should have because, like, Roger loves sound effects.
He does. Yeah. He's a champion.
Could be this big, could be whatever size. These are the smallest ones that they see. So they focus on the smallest ones that they can see, that they see regularly. And they have 80 different configurations that they see regularly. And it's called a particle zoo because it is. However,
I didn't look up what he meant when he might have gotten the number 80 from a place that would be interesting if I had done that deep dive. I didn't.
the only thing that exists is the black and the white. They're just in more masses and in higher energy levels. Let me show you. Okay, remember this. This is ultra important to remember. They are working with these gigantic particles, smashing the hell out of things.
Are they gigantic or are they the smallest particles? Because you said protons were the tiniest particle. That was the
That
word.
was not even 30 seconds ago in the video. Like,
Yeah.
And now he's saying that they're massive?
They are technically massive, but yeah.
And just big chunks of stuff. They can't make any heads or tails of it because it's just a pile of debris. They did, however, find that these two particles were the smallest particles that they could find. This one has all the mass. It's all weight and never changes size.
By the way, what we're looking at here, that hand is on the screen. What he did was he took a picture of he did the classic thing. He took a picture of his screen. Like down here, you can maybe see like a little bit of the Mudfossil University like underpinning here or whatever. That's his hand, and so we've got a picture in a picture, which is definitely a bingo square.
And it has a glowy edge around it. You see, glowy edge around it.
Also, dude, like fucking focus your goddamn camera. Oh, this is a.
No, it's just a bad picture that he took with his camera.
When he took a picture with his camera and he didn't let it focus.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's actually focused on his hand. I don't think his hand is blurry.
Oh, you might be right.
Wow.
Yeah, it could be. I feel like it's not even well focused. You know what it's really well focused on? Oh wait, no, that's this camera. Never mind. I was gonna say the time up here, but that's this camera, not the one that in the picture. So never mind.
Same size that they see every time. This one can get big, can get small, and it has no weight whatsoever that they can find. It's just an energy field, and I do agree with that, and I agree with this. They call that now a muon. This was back 13 years ago. So
Wait,
these are the two smallest parts.
Did he just say electrons have no weight?
It's unclear what he's talking about. He's talking about the thing that he's pointing at, but he hasn't actually, I think, like dedicated himself. Also, if it's from 13 years ago, then the fucking website is a lie because it says Fermilab today. Just saying.
I did try to find this, and I could not find this article on Fermilab today. So I tried to figure out because like it is literally too blurry to read.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, what he's probably talking about here is it like if I had to guess, it could be that they're talking about the way that quantum field theory treats a bare particle, like the fundamental underlying thing, and then differentiates it from the way that that particle interacts with itself via the vacuum. So you have these loop diagrams and stuff that modify the properties of a bare electron in a way that actually becomes potentially philosophically interesting because you have like things like the G-2. G should be roughly equal. G is a number that characterizes how the electron behaves in a mathematical theory. I'm sorry. It's the best I can do. But it should be, from a sort of basic theory, it should be 2. Instead, it's very slightly above 2. And so the most precise measurements that we have ever done include G-2 measurements, where we have this like quantity, which I think is related to how it interacts with magnetic fields, which is one of the reasons that I don't understand it, because, you know, they're evil. But we can measure it to like 18 decimal places. Do you know how many things we can measure to 18 decimal places? It's not a lot, and they're all in my field of physics because I'm awesome.
Of course. But Doc Dino has returned. We got to get him on the show. But today he's giving us $5 whole. Thank you, Doc Dino. We love that.
I believe the show.
Doc says, Vandy, this is how I feel when he talks about rocks. Enjoy the pain. Wahaha. Laser Man, Maya, you should make a Weasels Love Magnet shirt.
I will leave the show.
But wait, okay, so what if I get Kip to wear it, though? Because, you know, he fucking loves the Bible. What if he, like, believes that weasels love magnets and he just puts it across his chest?
I will leave the show, Maya. I will leave both shows. There will be 2 shows that I leave if that series of events occurs.
You know what? Kip, I say we call his bluff. I think you need to get this Weasels Love Magnet shirt made right up and send me one.
I will literally exit out of this tab.
But you gotta take another break one day. Like somebody must be getting married.
Well, it's certainly not me.
Wasn't going there, but okay.
I just have to say, if
Oh,
we
for
don't
fuck's
make,
sake.
if
Like, he's just no.
I've
Don't
been-
listen. Look, don't listen to him. What were you saying, Grayson?
I just gotta say that if we do not make more progress into this video, then I will have read that paper's abstract for nothing.
Okay,
hold-
okay.
Okay, you should tell us where you want to skip to, because
I think
Yeah,
it's
we can
coming.
do this.
it is a 50-minute video. We have gotten
5
6
minutes.
minutes
6
in.
minutes
It's
in.
not that bad.
That's like 3 minutes further than I got when Kip was on here for 3 hours.
Also, we have 45 minutes left in the show. Like
Okay, no, I think we'll get to it. I think it's the next part when he starts talking about the Russian experiment with the dusty plasma void. So I think we'll get there.
oh yeah, dustyplasmavoid.tumblr.com.
Or a big chunk of particles, boom, and everything goes flying. But they see these two regularly, and they are the smallest ones that they can find. That's a muon, and that's an electron.
Okay, so we have muon is the smallest one that you can find for bingo, and also I think the electron is the smallest one you can find for bingo.
Neutrino. Now they call them that. So don't forget, they're slamming huge things together, and they're seeing this. Now, what did we do? We use light. Light is just, they don't even understand what light is. I'm going to tell you right
I gotta
Slamming
say,
huge things together in the light.
we understand what light is better than
You know,
all the other stuff that we understand.
Mr.
Yeah,
Opportunity not
it's-
hooking him up with Gina. I'm just saying.
Yeah, light is clearly two gluons together.
Done.
No, but a gluon is also two neutrinos, and neutrinos are light in motion. So it all
Recursion.
Look, it's the light
And then
ones and
you
the
have
dark
recursion.
ones. And the glowy
then you have
things.
And then you have recursion.
I don't understand
For
what
$5.
molecules are.
Look, I'm for sure is dropping nickels in the chat or whatever. I can't think. Can Tap demonstrate this using the funnel on his dresser since there are no bananas present? He really likes bananas.
No! I can't! Does
Did
it
I-
work better if I talk this way? The
this
funnel
from a
is
Kip
not
stream?
helpful
Did
for
I miss
communication. I
bananas?
don't know what to do.
Were you like shoving bananas in your ass like during a
No,
Kip
I
stream?
would just have bananas in the background.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, but I'm much more curious about why you have a funnel on your dresser.
Where do you keep your funnels?
Yeah.
Where the sun don't shine.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, sounding.
Okay, can we please play the video?
And light, dark matter, energy, nothing is understood.
It's like 1 centimeter. It's not even that. Okay, I'll play.
This was the particles Fermilab found. Smallest ones.
Bro, I gotta say, those are not the particles Fermilab found. Those are cartoons that Fermilab put on their website. Why are you like this?
We found them right here in light. This is light from a red laser. Light is light. I don't care if it comes out of a laser, a candle, it doesn't matter. Light is light.
That's true.
I can't knock her for that one, but also the image on the right doesn't look anything like the cartoon from Fermilab.
I have no idea what this is. This is at least the 5th video where he's put this image. It could be beyond the 10th. It could be like the 15th or something like that. Both of them, but this one is so generic because this is obviously an artifact where you've got a swapped value between 2 pixels.
And here it is. They had the exact same particles. The black one with the glowy edge and the glowy one that can get bigger and smaller. Now, they see them in debris, so they didn't realize they're supposed to be together. Those two are always latched together in a dipole electron. Now, 2 dipole electrons back to back make a photon.
All right, so we got photons. Photons are made of 2 dipole electrons back to back. By the way, him saying that they're dipole electrons. Electrons are dipoles in several in one main very important way. Yeah.
Literally, though, his own website says that they're like he says that they're two gluons back to back, and now he's saying that they're two electrons back to back. Like, oh,
But classic. This is the core of Roger's argument is you've got a lemon pear banana hammock. Title of my sex tape.
I feel like he would probably name that after a particle, like a pion.
Oh, well, okay. That's not safe for work.
Yeah, well, he wants AI bananas. So AI bananas you shall have. What else do I have over here?
When you say he, are you talking about?
Hung for sure. He told me to pronounce it like that because he is surely hung.
No, that's true. He does say to pronounce it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the human Tommy brought up a good point where, like, how would Ray Comfort explain this? I did not.
Why?
I did not sign up for this. I want to say.
It's still. I hear the audio, Maya. There was way too much water chestnutty behavior from a banana. And the banana was doing the eating. It was very disturbing.
I never thought that I would want to get back to
to whatever this is, because this is his model of particle physics.
This is the smallest particle that exists. It's fairly stable.
You couldn't just let that go unnoticed.
Guys,
wait. Now is he? What is he saying? Is the smallest particle now? This is like the third smallest particle.
This is the small. Dude, this is like 5 bingo squares. I swear to God.
2 dipole electrons back to back make a photon. This is the smallest particle that exists. It's
the photon. Photons are the smallest particle that exists.
The muon was the smallest particle, then the proton was the smallest, now the photon is the smallest, and it's also made of gluons and also made of electrons, but those gluons are made of photons, and God.
So what you've got to start with the idea of recursion, okay? And then you have to look up what that means, and you know where I'm going with this.
really stable photons. All right, the
photons are fairly stable, I suppose. Like, it's not normally a thing that you talk about for massless particles, but
dipole electron is heat. That will.
I didn't remember that sentence.
The dipole electron is heat. No, that is on his website. He says that an electron, let me give a quote here. He says that electrons appear to have almost no mass, and they are heat and light. So there you go.
I mean, depending on your definition of almost no mass, they have more mass.
Don't even try to salvage it,
huh?
Don't even try to salvage it.
No, I wasn't. I was trying to insult him.
Go into something and collect in there and make it hotter. And if it can go back out too, dipole electrons. Just the white alone is electricity. That's electricity. And it will try to get back.
It's not electricity.
To that black, to go through wires and through motors and do anything to get back to that black. So we never, ever, ever see the black or the white.
So what you're saying is that when the white goes black, it never goes back.
No, these are facts.
Fair enough.
Itself, unless we do what we did was shoot it through the Venturi, or do what they did was break it in a giant collider, because it's always going to be like this. But deep inside, there's going to be the black matter. This is going to be deep inside here. They smashed him to bits so they could see it outside of its normal, natural affair where it's deep inside. You never can see it. It's unseen. We can see it because we put it through a Venturi, and we used what's called complementary metal oxide semiconductor silicates.
He just read an article about CMOS. That's CMOS for bingo. And he read out the whole name. I assume.
Nothing more than a cell phone. And this was...
that CMOS, cell phones are not CMOS. Okay, CMOS is a why? Why are you like this? CMOS are also, they're used in camera detectors. You've got CCD and CMOS are like the two main technologies. I'm sorry. I'll stop.
12, 13 years ago. So we found the exact same particles, the black ones with the glowy edge, And the glowy ones can get bigger and smaller. And they get bigger as they force their way through the fields that are in front of them, which are all the gases and so forth. This one's just following along behind the black, so it's going smaller and smaller. This one's going to get bigger and bigger, and all of a sudden it'll go, whoop, and that.
I feel like I'm having a stroke. Maybe
well,
Rob
Danny looks like he's having a stroke, so you guys
Yeah.
are, yeah.
He's saying words, and I know what the individual words mean, but when he puts it together, I'm like,
Will come in front. All right, that's the way they flip. So we found them in their smallest configuration. They found them just laying around as trash. We could see what they are, and we could see them green, like see the green here? Same particle. Exactly the same particle. No difference whatsoever.
Have you ever seen anything that is so obviously an artifact, either of the detector, but in this case, more likely the file?
so wait, he thinks right now that he's using his iPhone camera because he said that these are pictures from his phone camera, and he thinks that he's taking a picture of an individual particle that he himself has said is one of the smallest configurations of particles, like one of the tiniest particles in the universe, and he's taking a picture with his iPhone.
He's not a smart man.
He's a genius.
His name isn't
Okay.
even Tom. Okay, Tom's a genius.
Here, it's just getting ready to flip. You see how it's all charged up here? That one there, because it's going forward, is charging. And it's going to get...
Okay, I mean, I feel like you could give me this image as like source data in a graduate level like image reconstruction class or whatever, and you're like, okay, given how this is deformed, can you do a best fit on what the most likely like low level Zernike polynomial corrections you have to do to this image, blah blah blah, and then do a deconvolution to like sharpen it. I'm sorry.
Daryl's question for you.
Well, okay, so can you count to 18? I don't like Daryl, you did not make that easy for me to steal. How do you measure to 18 decimal places? So a correction that is important is it's a fractional measurement, which is why the 18 decimal places becomes well defined, because you can always hypothetically add zeros. But what I'm talking about is you can measure a frequency well enough that you can rule out measurements that are beyond a fractional deviation of more than 1/billionth of 1/billionth of the total of like the thing you're measuring. So you can say that you measured a frequency to 1 billion hertz, for example, plus or minus 1. That would be a fractional uncertainty of 9 decimal places, because a billion is 9. If you have a billionth of a billionth, if you have another factor of a billion in precision, then you can measure something to be within 1 billionth of a billionth, which is 10 to the negative 18th, and that's how you can have a fractional uncertainty of that much. The most precise measurements that we have in physics are things like G-2, and then also things like you can make clocks that are self-consistent to levels that are now coming into the 10 to the negative 20th, actually.
People are really concerned about why you have a funnel in your room.
Have they looked up sounding?
Oh my god.
I don't know what to tell. I'm not going to describe it. I don't want to get demonetized.
Please, yeah, please don't.
And then this one here.
You know what? Yeah, fair enough. Because last time I said that Grayson didn't like boobs, and then he like did like what do you
This
call
is
it?
not on
Semi-pure
Grayson.
boobs.
This is on me. To be clear,
Yeah.
none of this.
So I don't want to say anything about the funnel because I do not want DMs with funnel pics and people in them. So moving
Are
on.
you implying that I was DMing you boobs?
You're DMing me boobs.
At least
I mean, there
this
was a
is
girl
lot.
attached to them, but Like, I don't know. All I saw was boobs.
I will say this: the flanged base is important.
Will come to the front, and that will absorb the charge. So this is downspin, and when it flips, the white will be at the top, and it's called upspin.
The white's already at the top, dude. It's a 2x2 square, and one of the top two things is white, and one of them is black, I guess, in the way you're decomposing it, which...
Some call it the topspin, downspin. And they call this the entanglement. It's not entanglement.
By the way, this is definitely those are spin up and spin down. I was frankly very impressed that he immediately saw this picture and knew that was the correct lingo for these particles. And I think they are talking about quantum entanglement, probably because it says that at the top of the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but like, it is always a shock anytime Roger gets anything right.
Yeah, I agree.
This
You think they're going to be able to use it?
this has to be an infographic from like the 80s, 90s.
I don't know when it's. I could believe it's more recent than that, but this is not. This is not in a peer-reviewed paper. I am highly confident. I wouldn't bet my life because I've seen some pretty weird things in peer-reviewed papers. But yeah, this is a cartoon for a pop side communication. And it's not terrible. It's like kind of cool. It's, there's some.
Just to send off.
Hey, you read math. I don't know what this means.
There's no math there. Those are just units.
We don't know how. Hold on. So he's saying, fun fact: the lightest elementary particle on the standard model is the electron neutrino at 0.8 electron volts per square. Huh?
We don't know the mass.
We don't know the mass. We might.
We have a range. Actually,
what we know about the electron neutrinos is we actually so neutrinos are really interesting. I have to write a thing on my whiteboard, so you got to vamp for me.
I want to just say that a cool thing is that my cosmology professor actually helped narrow the range of the potential neutrino masses. So
I can't find the damn. There it is. Okay, so
the funnel on your dresser.
So it's not on my dresser. It's right here. We know that the neutrino mass eigenstates are spaced in a way roughly like this, or like this. We know that either like the gap between two of them is equal to like half roughly or something like that, the gap between the other one, but we don't know which pair is on top. And for people
that are lost right now, there are 3 different types of neutrinos, and one is lightest, and one is heaviest, and one is in the middle.
Well, the crazier thing is that there are 3 different types of neutrinos, and there are 2 ways in which that's true, because these are the mass eigenstates. You also have the flavor eigenstates. The flavor eigenstates are the electron, the tau, and the muon, which correspond to the electron, the tau, and the muon, which are not neutrinos. They are actually charged, and all of them aren't negatively charged, just like the electron. A muon is basically a heavier electron that decoheres. But neutrinos are weird because they have mass eigenstates and they have flavor eigenstates. I don't really know what a flavor eigenstate is, but that's why when they're emitted, they oscillate between different masses. But they're very light. They do have mass, but they're very light. So light that we can't actually tell which set is heavier, and we can't even tell where that is. But we know how they're related to each other, because we're able to tell how they interfere with the way the other type, possibilities interact, but we don't know where those are in an absolute sense. It's super cool.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
This is news to me because my understanding of a neutrino oscillation was just that they oscillate between the different flavors, and those different flavors have different masses. I didn't think that an electron neutrino could oscillate between different masses while still remaining an electron neutrino.
I think that's the main way that it does oscillate between different masses, because there is the flavor eigenstates, the electronness of the neutrino does not map onto the mass eigenstate, which is like super weird.
Yeah, that is definitely not what I knew about neutrino oscillation, so that's news to me.
Yeah, no, it is. It's but
Daryl says the muon is the evil antimatter electron.
Muons are not antimatter. They're created in experiments that also produce like antimatter particles, but an anti-electron is called a positron. It's not a muon.
But there are anti-electron neutrinos.
There are anti-electron neutrinos. They're probably different from electron neutrinos, although we don't know for sure, because we don't know for sure that neutrinos are not Majorana particles, which are an entire class of particles. A Majorana particle is a particle that is its own antiparticle. We don't know that neutrinos are not that. I will press play.
Wait.
I seem to remember that the only particle in the standard model that we haven't directly confirmed is the anti-tau neutrino. I could be wrong about that, but I seem to have remembered reading that.
True. I could imagine that.
So Leah's saying his neutrino is some flavor eigenstate. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a definite mass eigenstate, allowing it to exist as a superposition of the three mass eigenstates, which is why they can oscillate between the three.
Yeah.
Awesome. But Miranda's paying money to say Dr. Michael J. Vandegraff. God, I'm gonna keep drinking. It's whatever. You guys are gonna have to listen to me ramble. You can continue to evade the issue, but nobody is believing you that you have an active sex life with a funnel. So
that is not what Miranda wrote. Okay, what Miranda wrote was kindly explain to Hung for sure, myself, and the rest of chat why you have a goddamn funnel in your bedroom, and the honest answer is ADHD. I use this to like fill up my car oil. And
it's brand new.
In your bedroom?
No, not in my bedroom. I put it in my. I came back inside. I cleaned it out in my bathroom. I walked into my bedroom. I put it there. It's been there for. You guys have video evidence for how long that's been there. Okay, people.
Okay, that is ADHD.
Position of my yes, but bachelor ADHD. Like this is a level of ADHD which is endorsed by very unhelpful norms in society that are probably harmful to me.
All right, chat.
Got
it out of him.
You're not. You see how it's upspin and downspin?
It is.
As that thing comes through the air, it depends on how much resistance to its forward resistance, how fast it'll spin. That's all.
There's literally no reason to have this picture on while you say that sentence.
And the light comes in different phases, different speeds. I can show you the green and the red and the blue all have different speeds. The red is the slowest.
Do green light and red light have different speeds? Is that what he's saying?
That depends.
I mean, if it's going through the same medium.
If it's going through the same medium, they will have different speeds if that medium is not the vacuum, generally speaking. That's how prisms work. Prisms work because the red light does go... Yo, I legitimately can't remember if it goes slower or faster than the blue light.
Wait, I thought that was the wavelengths, though, not the light itself.
The same. Those are two different. So those are two different sides of the same coin. The speed of light is the wavelength times the frequency. The frequency does not change when it goes into a new medium. Right. The wavelength does. So the speed is the product of the wavelength and the frequency. So when you go through
change the color.
No, no,
Okay.
because the way it always hits your, it could potentially change the color if you had like a different like medium literally fused to the nerve that's protecting the thing, but that would be a really weird cyborg situation. It's not going to change the color because the thing that hits your retina is always going to be the same. It's because it doesn't change as it goes through in a permanent way. It changes in a reversible way. When you have a light that goes into a medium, that's where the speed of light in that medium is slower by a factor of 2. So this medium has an index of refraction of 2. Then when the light enters, its wavefront sort of stops moving and it gets shorter, but it keeps oscillating up and down at the same frequency. The frequency is the sort of like more fundamental part of what the light is doing.
Right.
Then when it exits that medium, no matter how it does that, as long as it transitions from that medium into whatever medium your eyeball detects, which is a prerequisite for you being able to see it, then by the time it gets there, it will have expanded into the right thing. And also, fundamentally, the amount of energy in a photon is in its frequency. It's its frequency times Planck's constant, which tells how much energy, and how much energy a photon has is the thing that is relevant to how much it can do shit in other, places.
Daryl's and something refraction.
Yes.
Is faster than the blue. I think the red light is faster than the blue.
No, you don't! You don't think that! I know you, Grayson, and I know when I'm being trolled.
And here's the red photons right here.
Those are not red photons. I mean, okay, they are, like, it's red, and we're looking at it, so, like, in that sense, but no, these again are artifacts of something. I've never seen somebody with did he take his hard drive, wipe sand on it, and then load it back up?
Gone over this many times. That is
Potato.
Literally a potato.
dark matter. And looking at my hand right there, dark matter.
No, it's not.
No, fuck's
When I
sake.
say look at
No, those are dark pixels.
Matter. I want to do that. That's like a new thing. Dark matter. It's like he just does a spell.
Guys, Roger is
looking at my hand right there, dark matter. All right. When I say look at my hand, it's dark matter. Everything is dark matter.
Everything is dark matter for Mingo. That is everything is dark matter for Bingo. Which
No, I
means
can't unsee it. It's like Doctor Strange. Like,
Yeah.
dark matter.
I honestly, I don't think any of us could do that as well as Roger did. I don't know how he did it that well, but
you don't understand the power of the funnel.
the funnel is
thing that you
dark
look
matter.
at that you can see
Yeah, it's. I mean, the funnel, it goes at least 2.5 inches deep. It's crazy.
has dark matter behind what you're looking at. You see this? We're seeing all these little bumps and colors and everything. Well, guess what? If this was a molecule or an atom, inside that would be the
Did you know before this moment that there actually is like a solid big black marble in the middle there? Because I didn't realize that when I looked at this video.
Oh, no, I totally wasn't paying attention to that.
Yeah, no, well, I was because, some of them will fit through my funnel and some won't.
dark matter, because the dark matter is what sucks all the particles.
I love looking at Grayson's face when I say a sentence like that.
I don't want to hear about the funnel anymore.
Like, if the chat pays me to talk about the funnel, we're talking about the funnel.
If the chat doesn't pay me to talk about the funnel, we're probably still talking about the funnel.
Completely surrounded every single time. You will never see that dark matter. It cannot be seen unless you do this which is smash the hell out of it and break it to pieces, and then little bits and pieces of dark matter will float around. Yes.
Yo, if we could see it after doing that, which we have tried to do, people have tried to smash stuff and be like, hey, maybe it's dark matter. We have not been able to see dark matter. The first person who's able, if somebody does an experiment like what you're describing, where they smash stuff together and see dark matter, which at a very coarse level is a reasonable explanation of how some particle physics experiments work philosophically, they would win the Nobel Prize. They have not yet.
Andy, I know how to win that Nobel Prize. Dark matter.
Dark matter. Only if, like, after doing the thing, you, like, write a Yang Mills style paper where it's just like, oh, well, this is just so obviously right that we have to just give them the Nobel Prize. This same year, which happened in 1957, which is wild.
And they say we're seeing it with a glowy edge around it. Well, the reason you're seeing it with a glowy edge is because it's obstructing the light. You're not really seeing the dark matter. It's just getting in the way of the light coming to you. Dark matter is dark matter. Now,
dark matter is dark matter.
At least that's a true statement.
It's a totality, but like he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. I always pause whenever Roger's right.
I'm going to show you where we actually can see dark matter. I'm going to explain to you exactly how this happened. It was the Russians.
You're not. No, it's just damn Russians.
Okay, this is the thing I actually read about. So.
Oh, okay.
Past cool. You can see and have. You're never going to see inside. That's why it's been evasive. Now, there's supposed to be 85% of the universe is supposed to be made of this. They just can't find it. So it's inside of everything. So let's say it's 50-50.
50-50. Dark matter is 50% of the universe for bingo.
50% of everything is dark matter.
Also, he earlier said everything is dark matter, so that's 100% of the universe is dark matter, or everything is dark matter for bingo. I was very lazy with the bingo.
That's my theory, is 1839 dipoles. That means one black and one white. And you had 1839 together make a proton, 1840 make a neutron.
No.
Now, we could see this dark matter in an...
Then it's not fucking dark matter, is it?
Well,
experiment that the Russians did in space. Again.
100% of everything is dark matter 50% of the time.
And 85% of the time. And
no. That's the science mainstream. That's all lies.
Okay. But protons are the tiniest particle, while photons are the smallest particle, while muons and
12 years ago or more. I'm going to show it to you right now. All right, remember this. We're going to be talking about a vacuum chamber. Now, a vacuum chamber works by removing air and gases, because gases are matter, from a vessel or a chamber through a vacuum pump, creating a vacuum which is defined as a space completely devoid of matter. Now, it's important to note that creating a vacuum is not a sucking process. They have a way of removing everything from that chamber, and it's completely empty of any.
So, like, if you take Roger's understanding of physics, that's what we're talking about here.
Any particles whatsoever. There's supposed to be nothing whatsoever in this chamber.
Nothing whatsoever.
Watch what they did. This is the Russians. All right.
Damn Russians.
This is about the Russian experiment in space, where they were trying to see charged particles, how they would react, and they were expecting to see a lattice form. And a lattice just means like this and like this. Everybody separated boxes, basically. Box. And they did.
For the record, I'm looking at that. It's not a very, very clean lattice, but if you do a Fourier decomposition of this thing, there's a lot more periodicity than I think he's appreciating here.
I'm seeing it, and I'm seeing box.
Right? It, like, yeah.
I see that. Now let's just play this. This is in Russian, so it has. Here we go.
Did you see that? That's
in Russian, so it has.
Did it? Hold on. I actually am gonna slow down. I've never done this before, but I'm gonna go to like a slow speed so that we can actually watch this thing move. Because I don't think he shows it again, does he?
Shows what?
This image and the actual. Here.
I think he does.
So, you've got these certain sets of particles that are moving in a very rigid fashion, and then you've got like a random here. And I will bring it back up to normal speed.
No, this is the black bucket. All right, it's a similar, same kind of thing, but they're doing this, and it has real space vacuum. There's no space vacuum. There is no, in a space, there is no vacuum. No, not
In space, there is no vacuum
whatsoever. This, they get everything out of there, so there's supposed to be nothing in there. And what they're going to do is let in some charged particles, and you're going to see these white little charged particles. And that's supposedly the only thing that's in there is going to be this charged particles. Now I'm going to try to explain it. All right, so they take.
Are you going to try?
Take the plasma is the first created.
So have you read up on this?
Yeah. He's describing what's called dusty plasma.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
they like take a regular plasma and then they introduce these little like tiny little like dust particles basically, and the dust particles like become charged by all the ions in the plasma. So it's not just that there's the dust or just that there's the plasma.
It's a dusty plasma. It's the fundamental like ensemble that you're talking about is a whole bunch of really charged up dust things. Dust things are big. They're way bigger than an atom.
Yeah, but the whole thing does behave like a plasma.
It does, yeah.
And you can like what he's saying with these little lattice things is like under certain conditions they actually call them plasma crystals, where you have this dusty plasma that forms a little lattice and it's a plasma crystal, which I didn't know about and it's super cool.
Oh yeah, so in my sort of side of this field, you have these things called Coulomb crystals, where these are like these individual dots here, for example, in this image, these are individual atoms with a few extra electrons that then you're shining some light on, and that light is it's continually absorbing and then throwing off a photon, and some of those photons get captured by a camera. But these crystals are ultra cold. They're very, 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 very cold. So they're an ultra cold plasma because a plasma is a gas where the particles are charged. So is this sort of like what we're talking about, Grayson? But the dusty plasma is like you take one of these and they're 1 billion times heavier because it's dust particles instead of like an atom.
Yeah, I know that like on there, like I was reading the wiki page for dusty plasma, and it did talk about like what the particle size was, and it was like really large. Yeah.
It compared to a single atom.
Yes.
And because a lot of what you see out in space is dust, and a lot of it is charged because if you've got solar wind, like the sun spits out like fucking protons and electrons, they're not always paired together into hydrogen, right? So that's going to hit some dust, and it might knock off an electron, or it might add an electron, or whatever. So like in general, you have to consider the fact that all of the stuff everywhere is like a little bit charged. Okay, I gotta find the thing again. Oh, wait, I didn't go back to sharing this. Yeah.
Now they're letting it in micron-sized dust particles. Micron.
What is he showing here?
It's just as tiny as tiny can be.
And
they're charged, and they're allowed in. And they come in. You see them coming in the stripes. Any charged particle will push other particles away this way and that way. And that's what they were expecting to find, was stripes going this way and stripes going this way.
Well, I mean, they do have stripes going this way. So
stripes.
And all the
you have like lines here. They're not like long stripes, but like there is structure horizontal.
Gotcha. But he's calling them stripes, so we're
he's calling them stripes, but he's saying that what he's criticizing is that there aren't stripes horizontally, even though I guess if I like turn on my pattern seeking thing, I do see them here. But
okay.
The problem is I didn't do any research on what this is actually showing, so
Grayson, any clues?
Somebody did.
I think that this might be when they're introducing the dust, like into the vacuum with the plasma.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure on this part. It was really like I was looking up like the void and what causes the void that he's going to talk about.
Probably Nitty's cat. But like, yeah, you've got all this stuff going in, and then you've got this video, which is of questionable helpfulness.
Is it muted? Is this video? Did you mute
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Sorry, I did mute
Now, the
it.
reason they're falling this way is because their Earth is
Okay.
everything recorded by the video cameras. They're watching all these things. Now, the reason they're falling this way is because their Earth is pulling them down, even though they're in space.
That's not how that works. The
Yeah,
reason, if you're in zero gravity, everything with you is in zero gravity.
Yeah, the entire reason why they did this experiment in space is to get rid of the gravity. Like,
It is.
Yeah,
and do you know, like, doing an experiment in space is expensive, and it's hard.
Doing anything in space is expensive.
Yeah.
Taking
Yeah.
a shit in space is expensive.
Exceptionally
Yeah, so-
expensive. And
I couldn't find like the exact details for when this was done, but I know it was done on the Mir space station, which was decommissioned and like deorbited in like 2001. So this was like sometime in the 90s that they were doing this.
I don't know. This looks way too roomy to be on Mir.
Well, this is. I'm pretty sure this is from Mir.
Okay. But like it's space is expensive, but you would want to do an experiment like this in space because you want to have a large volume where you don't have to fucking worry about gravity, because gravity is a huge pain in the ass when you're trying to study how things operate like without gravity, and understanding how charged dust particles operate in the absence of gravity is like really, really important for understanding a whole lot of different aspects of astrophysics. So, yeah.
Space.
All right, so
Now, everything else that's
Carol
been happening
wants to remind it all that it's
Yes.
real, though. It's not zero gravity, it's free fall. And lest we
That is-
forget, it is free fall.
That is
Which is
yeah,
different.
It is free fall. It is slightly different. The one of the main ways in which it is different is that you will have some tidal forces. Those tidal forces in this case are going to be probably negligible, and if not negligible, they are going to be something that hopefully the experimenters thought about when analyzing.
And Jedi wants us to forget, wants to remind us, lest we forget, that he is fucking awesome. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
I am not wrong.
However, I kind of might want to qualify a thing to potentially say that Garrett.
No, I am totally right all the time.
No, wait,
Motherfuckers need to
but this-
fucking recognize. Look,
The standard model is wrong, so therefore everything is wrong according to Roger.
except Jedi. Jedi is fucking awesome and always right as well. But Jedi has given us 5 more cultists, and those went to, holy shit, Department of War Crimes. Why?
Jesus
Why, Jedi?
Christ.
Why?
Why Jedi?
He's like, pull the hex.
Dude, he's going full on Order 66 with Anakin here. That's what's going on with Jedi.
Troy Martin, Stardust officially. Stupid whore energy. Hey, Sarah. She doesn't like it because like we don't do watch parties and the constant stopping is just not it for her. But you know, we love her anyways. And Jessica Graham, welcome to the cult. Please enjoy your tapioca weasels, your nitties and vaginas.
Excuse me, are y'all with the cult?
Hail State.
This bucket, the received data was completely unexpected. Here's what he says. Instead of a clean lattice, an empty void appeared in the middle. I'm going to explain why that happened. That freaked them out.
No, you're not.
Right, so here's all the stuff buzzing around when they let it in. All right, during the experiment, we contacted the Earth guys who couldn't believe it either. Because here's what happened. It created this. It created that.
What is this? He has shown this. This is like the 4th video, at least, that he has shown this exact sort of thing. All right. I would press the button, but Maya yells at me when I press the button.
Well, I did manage to
He never presses the goddamn button.
like he was
That's
saying, like,
I'm
oh, the
talking about a different
scientists-
button. I'm talking about the button that he just shared. Grayson shared a thing.
like he was.
Oh, this one. Okay.
I shared my screen. I shared my screen, so I did find the actual like from. He said it was a scientist at the Max Planck Institute, and that's who published this in collaboration with NASA. And they talk about the theory for why dust voids in plasma happen. So this exact phenomenon that he's saying, oh, the scientists they have no idea. And basically, the answer is that there's an equilibrium between two forces. There's the ion drag force, which is just like a bunch of, like an ion source. Right here, it says that it's basically like a flow of ions outward from an ionizing source towards the surrounding dust cloud. And then you've got like the repulsion between the different dust particles because they're charged. So when you have like those two countervailing forces, it basically says that in the equilibrium, the force balance requires that the boundary with the dust be very sharp. So that's what creates this very like sharp void. And it's like fully explained. This was published in like 1999, I think. Yeah, like 1999 from the Mir experiment. Like we solved it. It wasn't dark matter. Amazing. Shocking.
No, it was not dark matter.
Yes, it was definitively not dark matter. It's literally a void, not a thing in there. It's just because it's dark doesn't mean it's made of muons or dark matter or whatever Roger says.
I will also say the Max Planck Institute in Germany is an exceptionally like well regarded like thing. I have worked with multiple people. The sort of like second in command of our research group currently at Stanford is somebody who got their PhD at the Max Planck Institute doing drop tower experiments, which are the experiments that you do. You basically build an entire experiment that can do like cool stuff like this. And then you put it in a box that you can launch up in a vacuum tower and fall back down, so it can do the entire experiment in like the 10 seconds it has in free fall before it hits the ground, because the alternative is buying a plane to do it, which is super, super expensive, or putting it on a satellite, which is a whole nother level. So
I'm pretty sure, like I said, we've heard Roger talk about dark matter a lot. I'm pretty sure dark matter is all dark colored space matter.
yeah, it's the black ones and the glowy ones, and you've got the black ones, and sometimes the black ones like want to like go up to the white ones, and sometimes the white ones want to go up to. It's very unclear.
It's really actually incredible.
Eddie's cat, he would just call it black matter.
Yeah,
Void
it's
matter.
really incredible. In like every single image has been shown like a radically different thing. Like right now we're looking at dusty plasma. Earlier we were looking at like some like diffraction from a laser or something. And in every single photo, if there's any black pixels in the photo, he's like, that's dark matter.
Or the black ones.
Yeah, and he
Why would
talks
it do
about
that?
like segregating the white and the black.
Yeah, no, he talks about that, and dude, this is not the worst video. He literally talks about how the white ones and the black ones like want to like go apart from each other in
Have to
other
keep the
videos.
black ones away from the white ones. That's literally what he said.
He's also said that like he has no idea what he's saying.
No. But I also have to say, like half the chat has adopted Dusty Plasma as its stripper name, and so now every time you say that,
Dusty with an I.
I don't know. I'm a kid at heart, and this isn't my forte, so I'm just
Listen, if your childhood involved a whole lot of stripper names, then
no.
like,
The chat. God damn it! I just said that.
you're the one who said you're a kid at heart. After never mind.
And these are the white particles that they're attracted to the dark matter, and it's just they're pushing that dark matter right into a circle. The dark matter will lay right on
That feels like it's they're
top of itself. It doesn't care. These know. The closer they get to each other, the more glow they get. And the harder they push, the glowier they glow. You see? So one of the guys from Max Planck locked himself in his own.
Glow.
The harder they push, the glowier they glow.
Now I want that on a T-shirt, honestly. The harder they push, the glowier they glow. I can't even say it.
You're gonna have so many people stopping you. It's like, what the fuck does that mean, dude?
It's like, so here's the deal, okay? Caves are actually vaginas. It starts
Caves
there.
are vaginas? That's what you gotta do. You gotta put that on the back of the T-shirt. On the front, it's what was it they do?
The harder they push, the glowier they glow.
The harder they push, the glowier they glow. I also can't say it. And then when they ask you about it, you're like, here's the deal. What you have to understand is that caves are vaginas, right?
Yeah.
And I think I might need to put a sign on the back of this chair that says caves are vaginas.
That would be awesome.
Secret lab, vagina cave. I might get a cease and desist letter from them, so I'll probably have to like put out the
Office for several weeks, freaking out, and they still never figured out what was going on. So if we figure out what he saw, he never figured it out. And we got a lot of data just by observing the behavior of the particles, yes, but they don't understand dipole electron flood theory.
Yeah, okay, so dipole electron flood theory is not a thing that is relevant to modern particle physics understanding. I just gotta say, it's not.
But the reason why all of these physicists at the Max Planck Institute didn't understand dusty plasma voids is because back in the 90s, they didn't have dipole electron flood theory yet. That Nobel Prize has not been given out to Roger yet.
Well, it hasn't been given out to Roger yet. So, I am willing to bet the entire, I'm willing to bet a world where every single sapient human on the planet suffers for 1,000 years of torture against 25 cents, that Roger is not going to win the Nobel Prize. I will do that comfortably and without losing any sleep.
Oh yeah, I totally went in on that.
Are you the real question though is, are you willing to bet your bedroom funnel?
See, he said I like Grayson. See, he's like joining in with the fun.
I can say it though. Vandy can't say it.
Well, I'm considering, man. It's a big decision.
Yeah, I mean, the entire suffering of billions of humans is one thing, but
okay, you said that's not what you said. Okay, we didn't. What we did was we substituted. Oh, your point still makes sense. Never mind.
And that the dark matter, which is the muons in that center,
it's not.
Doesn't care about being on its own.
The muons in the gushy, jelly-filled center.
So that's not how muons work. That's not how electrons work. That's not how protons work. That's not how photons work.
I absolutely love that muons are both cold and gravity and dark matter and dark energy simultaneously.
Simultaneous you and you and you and you simultaneous.
Is that a play button?
Babe. 2 or 3 simultaneous.
Tightly held together. It doesn't care about that. It doesn't care. These particles say no. You get next to me, boom, I'm going to push you apart. It's called the Kashmir effect.
That's not called.
What?
Right? Why would he say that?
The Kashmir effect is like an attractive force between two metal plates in a vacuum. Now he's saying it's a repulsion between muons and
the Kashmir effect is you could have it between two spheres or point particles potentially even, because the Kashmir effect arises from a restriction of the available eigenmodes that are that still respect. So you have fewer available states between two parallel plates, and that's why they get pushed together because the sort of vacuum potentiality of states outside is larger than the more quantized limited
No,
states.
Leo's got it right. It's the Kashmir effect. Like, it's a different one.
Well, I gotta say, like, YouTube doesn't agree with you, Leo, but you know, YouTube.
Shit. Yeah,
also
no,
doesn't-
YouTube has a bad habit of making
knowing.
hilarious. Usually, it's hilarious, like the what it thinks the person said.
Well, no, this is like.
No, yeah,
YouTube-
no, I totally I get that. I'm not saying that
Never
this
mind.
is
Okay,
hilarious. I'm just saying that normally when we look at the at what it thinks that they're saying, it's just like, oh, this makes way more sense than what they're actually trying to say.
Right.
The closer they get, the stronger the field becomes. And they just won't let each other touch. That's why you see them all around. But the black... This is the...
I'm sorry, but I
What is
really am.
happening?
I am genuinely a fan of the sound effects that Roger makes. Like, they really do add something here.
No, yeah, he's good for some sound effects. I don't know. Maybe I just glossed over that sound effect, or maybe I
Go
thought it
back a
was
little
gonna
bit, then. Go back. I got to hear that again. And Maya
It was
didn't.
Maya's.
I didn't hear it at all.
There we go.
Or maybe I
Won't
just
let each other touch. The closer they get, the stronger the field becomes. And they just won't let each other touch. That's why you see them all...
Hold on. We got to go back a few frames at least
that's great.
because okay, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back. You gotta look at what YouTube interpreted that as.
Snorts.
Snorts. When he did, it put up snorts. And I gotta say, like, it's trying. We're abusing YouTube's like closed captioning. We're not being kind, and it's doing the best it can. And the best it can isn't good enough.
Their touch. That's why you see them all around. But the black couldn't care less. Now, this is the extra black particles that are in the universe.
He's
These are
still
extra.
topping the screen. Where's his feather?
Yeah, he can't help himself. You know.
He's the
Yeah,
feather.
like, where's the feather? Where is the
No, and he'll do
How
this
can I say they're
sometimes
extra?
where he's just like trying to
Yeah, he was
jab
really-
it, and then he'll remember, oh yeah, and then he'll
He'll grab the feather
Yeah.
and use the wrong end. It's like you're gonna scratch the screen, man. Like,
He
I
was
will say,
really,
it's
like,
not.
going at it.
Yeah, I will say, like, it's not that like he. Yeah.
What would possibly make me think these are the extra ones? Why aren't they just the normal ones? The reason they're
Oh, okay. So the white ones are the normal ones, and the black ones are the abnormal.
He said they're extra. He said the extra ones.
the extra
Great.
ones. Oh yeah, the black ones. They're just being extra. Okay, I see how
Yeah.
you are.
Racist.
extra ones. I will show you what my reasoning is.
Will you?
Okay, so here's my thinking. A light is coming in, and you don't get photons until you really get actually collision. These things think they're colliding because of the back electromotive force coming back at them. They basically think they hit a wall out here.
I don't know either, man. I don't know either.
Now, you can see there's one
Did he
black
just
and
say
one
they hit
white.
the back wall? I'm sorry.
He said something about an electromotive force, and then Maya left, which, you know.
I heard said that it's hitting the back walls. That's what I heard.
Yeah, man. Well, I've had my back walls hit a lot when I'm visiting the back rooms.
No,
Each
you
of these
said no
parts.
more talking about the funnel.
You were yelling at me before I even said the word funnel. Are you psychic?
I just knew what you were talking about with the back walls. Okay, actually,
When they
that's
hit
kind
the
of
venturi,
awesome.
everything goes.
I am a conehead of the highest order.
The black stayed back, and the white goes through. Let me show you. All right, let's start at the scene of the crime. In comes the red laser, pulsed red laser. Now, the particle is right in here, and
That's not from pulsing. That is a diffraction effect.
it is beginning to accelerate. Otherwise, you
If
wouldn't
it's
even...
anything, like I'm pulling what my understanding is of this, which is fundamentally just a bunch of pixels, a lot of which are red. it does look like a laser field that is clipping on something, because this looks like laser diffraction. Also, all this speckle is laser speckle. Laser speckle is a very well-defined, ubiquitous thing with lasers.
See this? You just see openness. Now, why are these little white dots all, well, they're not white, they're red, but the reason they're glowing is because they have fields. Everything has a field around. I don't care what it is. That has a field around.
That's not wrong.
Technically. This does everything. You
The
approach
reason
it.
they're glowing is because those are parts of the thing that you're taking a picture of that have light hitting them. Like, you've got a wall or something, and this part is illuminated, and this part is not illuminated, and this part is illuminated with like a little speck. And that's called speckle.
Close enough. If you interfere with its field pushes the next guy's field and the next guy's field, and the whole thing starts to glow. And that's why, and if further out, it's less and less glow. Now, we accelerate.
The way I can't steel man that. There are aspects of it that I could if I were feeling generous. I'm not feeling generous.
That light. There's just no question about that. That light is accelerated. You see, it's pulling itself right
The hell that work.
out of its own, like a jet fighter. And right here, it thinks it hit a wall, and it won't turn into a photon until it hits a wall. That's what I'm finding. This appears to me it has to be in an area where there's so much of a concussion that it turns into a photon.
Concussions are definitely involved.
Yeah, I have been given a concussion. Like I like the words he's saying are just washing over me, and I'm like, I don't even know where I am anymore.
I'm really trying to figure out like where he's going with that, because concussions as an employer, something I'm like very very used to hearing, usually from employees that don't want to work. And if you don't want to work, that's fine. That's what we give you like a month's worth of like vacation and sick days for. I'm totally cool with that, but I've seen CAT scans. They don't look like this.
And if they did look like this, like it would be remarkable, right? Like,
right.
Look at what's on the screen.
Right,
if you had a CAT scan that looked like this, you'd be like, well,
something's
you should
wrong.
Probably contact the news.
And that's just like giving him the benefit of the doubt. A concussion is a brain injury. It's like you fall down, you hit your head. It like the brain is moving around in your skull. Like that's how hard you hit yourself. And that's just not what this is. So,
you have to have a brain.
But to be fair though, like Roger's entire career at Mudfossil University has been based around him looking at a picture of a thing and then saying, to me, this looks like this other thing, and therefore that's what it is. He did that with rocks, and now he's doing that with like diffraction patterns of lasers. And now he's saying, well, this laser looks like
it's not a new
thing. Yeah. No, this is clearly a laser. I don't know what he thinks this is. It's like the third or fourth thing he's described this as.
He thinks it's a laser and something Venturi.
And with a concussion.
He thinks that it's a laser that he's accelerated
with a Venturi,
and that it's hitting a wall, and that hitting of a wall is a concussion that is creating photons. That's the most I've been able to understand from this.
So hitting a wall can cause concussions, doesn't have to. However,
I think what he means is collision.
I don't know how to like get
I think there. When he's saying concussion, I think what he means to say is collision.
Probably. So this is not the video we're looking at. This is the same image. Okay, I'm just gonna keep scrolling down, and we're like it. He uses the same right here. The same image.
No, we've seen this image before, many times before.
Constant.
And it is always a reason why you have to keep the black ones away from the white ones.
Half the image is on that one. he like literally there's a bingo square. Well, maybe I didn't because it was too long to fit in a bingo square. There's a bingo square, though there should be, for more than half the images that he has shown we have seen on our review of him more than 5 times. Like, he uses this
Hey, you
this
showed
one
a
image.
picture there of Quetzalcoatl. That's
So I'm actually really curious about that one
Sorry.
video where it says, "What is the meaning of life?" I might
fun.
actually watch that later because I just
Yeah.
want to know what Roger
You
thinks.
could make an entire channel based solely off reacting to this man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? This man is. There are very few people who are his equal in terms of content mills. The only other one in the same sort of orbit that I can think of immediately off the top of my head is Ken Wheeler.
Oh god.
And
Yeah, we
he
almost
feels
became
more
it was
litigious.
so boring.
Roger
Equally
was
stupid, but like the reaction videos aren't as fun.
Yeah.
I genuinely cannot think of a faster method to end up in an insane asylum. Like, than to just keep reacting to Roger's videos like for your entire channel. That's all you do.
So
Well,
yeah, no, this is bad. But like he has fun ones where we go exploring ancient vaginas. That was fun.
he knows the job.
He says that. Hey Grayson,
Yeah.
did you know that Jupiter is a space vagina?
I've always had my suspicions, but
It gave birth
Yeah.
to all of the rocky planets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, okay. And
That's
what about the
the-
gaseous planets? It's just
Unclear.
okay. They're just tripping in the sky.
Well, I
But
mean,
Grayson, you're not doing the thing, right? We're talking about Jupiter and the rocky planets. Jupiter is obviously a space vagina. What do you think that red spot is for?
it's just period blood, man. That's what it is.
It's the rocky planet shoot. Obviously.
I can see it, honestly. And you know what? Kudos to Roger for, coming at a more like feminist angle than just saying, oh, Jupiter, it's the biggest planet. It's obviously Zeus, the father of the gods. At least he's got a more, he's not being patriarchal with his crank shit.
Oh no. He even cries a lot, and we need more men crying on the internet, especially about how the whole of the science community won't talk to him because he's such a fucking idiot.
I am probably like, if you were to list all 8 billion people on the planet in terms of is a scientist and is willing to talk to Roger, I feel like I've got to be in the top 10.
I would love to bring Roger on, and like even if we like simul streamed, that would totally be okay for me too. With you, oh my god.
He says that he would be willing to talk to any physicist, like
Yeah, he did
from
say
the
that.
actual institution. So, like, I do think that
That would be you.
I know. I think he would talk to Vandy because I looked at like
I don't know if you
I was trying to figure out. I was like, wait, is this who I think it is? And I like Googled like mud fossils, and like one of the first results was a Reddit post, and it was like, can anyone here in the geology subreddit debunk this mud fossils guy? And like the main 2 comments, the first guy was like, no, I can't because he's right. And then the second comment was, hi, this is Roger from Mud Fossils. And then it was his actual Reddit account. And he was like, actually, Yale agrees with me. After I reached out to them, they published this paper saying I was right.
He does think that.
He thinks they agree with him,
Yeah.
but in terms of actual scientists that work professionally in, academia or industry or anything like that, that would be willing to have a conversation with him, I'm probably in the top 10, and frankly, I'm not
You're top
as
one.
willing as I used to be.
I think you're top 1, to be honest. You might be the top 1 of 1.
I might be. I might be, but like I say 10, but to be conservative because
I think I am going to email Roger on your behalf and try to set this up.
Could you?
do it.
Could you?
I will. I endorse that. Actually, I may regret this later, but I
Question
am
for
saying,
Vandy.
I don't know. Probably not, because I'm very selfish.
I'll do it.
Well, I know you
If there
would.
is a conversation that happens between the two of them, if I can't, it will be recorded. If I can't stream it, I will upload.
Yeah, no, it would be one of those things though where I feel like we would have to be like, hey, would you? Because offering to simul stream with him, he might do. However, that could like you'd have to think, do you actually want to do that?
No, yeah, I think between like you, we could get Dr. Dan on. That would be awesome.
I'm in favor of this. I think this would be really entertaining, at least for me personally.
We could
And
definitely get Dr. Dan to
If
do
Dr.
it.
Dan's coming on, then we're gonna have to spend a whole segment about understanding the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell.
Oh my God, you're just
Incorrigible? Yes, I am.
are we
Chitterlin,
done?
this has been fun.
We are. That's why she made us all big.
Now?
Yeah, we are. I wanted to
Ooh,
because I
and-
thought this was fun though. I thought it was gonna be worse. Hold up, let me see if I could show. I really thought it was gonna be more like
Oh, Mom, okay. It took me Eagles versus Seahawks, Tesla, this guy. Alpha Steak, Funny Guy podcast, understand Bitcoin. Chicken, please. Devil's advocate. Shui, sit on Natty Ice, protein bar, 10 reps. Martin Scorsese. MLB Nintendo Switch. Chicken, please. Ball and chain. Stocks. Mother, grandma, aunt, wife, woman. I did acid at Burning Man and it changed my entire life. Oh, Mom, okay, it took me.
so like when I'm like thinking about this stream, I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna be two guys talking physics for 2 hours. And it's gonna sound like this to me. But no, this is fun. Grayson.
Speaking of doing acid at Burning Man, I would be remiss if I didn't say that it is Bicycle Day. Happy Bicycle Day, everybody. This is literally the day.
My bicycle.
Tomorrow's Earth Day. So everybody make sure you take off your shoes when you walk around town tomorrow.
This is literally the day that acid was invented. So, shout out.
Oh, wait. Tomorrow's also 420.
Holy shit, it is.
Yes.
My favorite holiday.
Yes.
This is, by the way, the reason I have the funnel actually is
Oh, for fuck's sake.
this is
Grayson,
what I use to take
would you like to
PCP
tell
and
anyone
LSD.
who you are, where you are, and do you plan on doing anything ever again?
Yeah, I do. I want to make videos again. I have plenty of ideas. I'm halfway through a video, like in the editing process now. So I'm like, I don't know when the videos are coming again. But I'm definitely like, I never even intentioned on like going on a hiatus. It literally just kind of happened without me ever like planning on doing it. So
ADHD.
Story of my life. I don't know that Grayson has ADHD, but yeah, Vandy and I can relate for other reasons.
yeah, I don't know. It might be undiagnosed. I have no idea. But yeah, so I definitely like don't plan on like retiring the channel or whatever or going away. If like creationists ever emailed me to do a debate, I would do it instantly. Like they're just silent. Even on my last stream, like PMars or somebody told me that he was going to email me because he wants to debate me, and then he never did.
Really?
No, nobody is emailing me to set up a conversation or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know. If I could find people to talk to that I could argue with, I would be there in an instant. It's not like it's been a decision of mine to like stop making videos. I just sort of like haven't gotten around to it because I'm the second worst YouTuber in the stream.
YouTuber in the stream. My funnel fell down.
No, but you are a great YouTuber, and a lot of us miss you, and you know, hope you come back
The
one day,
antecedent
maybe.
of the word "you" there was
Mandy, do you have anything coming up?
His debate with Roger.
If you guys arrange that, I will.
You guys, no, that was Grayson. Don't put me
No,
in.
I was
barely
not-
got today's stream together for the stream.
No, I was
Hold on,
not
guys,
joking.
like, think
I
about
am
it.
going to try to email him to set it up. I'm going to be like,
okay,
Definitely
so
do
if you do that, I am far too timid to say no. So,
Yeah, no, seriously, I would actually.
and I'm going
Price,
to
like I might actually pay for that.
I'm not going to say that your name is Dr. Tapioca Weasel. I'm going to like say, like this
It's a grandson.
you can use this screenshot. Okay, like I don't hide who I am on the internet. You know whose fault that is? It's two people's fault. It's Maya's fault because she was my example, and it's Witz's fault because he's the guy who made me cross the line and I couldn't go back.
That was kind of crazy. It was
now-
hilarious though, and
It
you know,
was
thank
hilarious.
you.
And now you have outlasted Witsit on the internet. He's like not. He's also not.
Yay, he's gone. Bye.
Yeah. Good
Okay,
riddance.
yeah, but is he gone or has he moved to Vandy level of content creation?
I haven't seen him go do anything. I haven't seen him ever since he did he went to Antarctica for the 24-hour sun and then got really embarrassed, and then he's sort of like, yeah, I'm not really making flat Earth content anymore. Now I'm gonna be talking.
He can't defend it, and he knew he couldn't defend it, and like he could, but he wasn't willing to do what Jaron did and actually stop being a flirt.
Yeah, and also Witsit told me in like November of 2023 that he's like, yeah, I'm not afraid to debate anybody. I'll debate you anytime. And then, yeah, I've emailed
people
so many
multiple
times
people.
that.
Also, people have tried to arrange a debate between me and him before, and a couple of times, apparently he pulled out. I had not agreed, okay? But like when he heard that I was on the table, I think he remembered because I was like, "Yo, there are 8 billion people on the planet, and if you're gonna use Van de Graaff generators to defend your argument, I am the best positioned person of all 8 billion people on the planet to tell you to fuck off."
Yeah,
and
no,
he
he's
used that a lot. He used that specific argument like a weird amount.
Yeah, he's backed out and just like said, "Yeah, I'll debate you anytime." And then like I try so many times to arrange it, and then he just goes no reply mode. So yeah, good riddance. I'm glad that he's gone off the internet, the dude. And I really like Flat Earth has been like really quiet. I feel like ever since.
I mean, we're going back to the moon.
Actually, God, there's been a couple of people that I can't think of who they are off the top of my head, but I've just been laughing at, like the flat Earth, like the Flurf crash out since Artemis launched, which apparently has been epic.
I kind of want to know what Alan's deal with it is. You know Alan?
Space audits?
Yeah, space audits.
Yeah.
He's one of my flat Earth friends, and I put huge quotes in that because space audits has said some really fucked up, bigoted, anti-Semitic shit, and that I do not condone, do not defend on any level. I have had interactions with him that have not touched on those topics, which have been cordial.
Hey.
To that extent, I am his friend. I can't.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jesse, bring him on. Like, ask him if he has a free Saturday. We would love to talk to him. Well,
Yes.
I say we, like I'm going to be more
Yes.
than a moderator.
But
To be honest, I do still see a lot of flat earthers on Facebook. Somehow Facebook has just become like the biggest cesspool of just
villainy and scum.
like people who make me lose faith in humanity. Like that's like everybody in all the Facebook comments. Every time I'm exposed to any Facebook comments, I'm just like, oh, we need a new plague. Like I'm just
I feel like that with Twitter though.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
don't
on
know.
either of those.
Yeah.
You don't do shit. We get it.
It's
fine.
fantastic. I'm so mentally healthy for that reason.
All right. I don't have anything planned this week. So we'll be back next week. Grayson, thanks again for coming on. Really appreciate it.
It was really fun. I definitely miss both of you guys, and it's always a fun time on Bad Science Sunday every time I come on, even though I do feel like I lose a few brain cells every time, but it's all.
You're welcome.
Hooligan. Haven't seen him in a while. Thank you.
Hey, Justin.
$2. Grayson tax.
Every time I'm on the stream, Justin is contractually obligated for the $2 Canadian Grayson tax. So he just got in by
seriously, if that hadn't happened, I would
Skin
have
of his teeth.
doing the outro. But no.
I mean, the Canadian IRS would have been called.
Yeah, no, it's a serious deal. Like we had a 5-10 minute conversation about this before the show, about you hooligans' tax obligation.
Yeah, no, you showed them, Justin. I had faith in you. They didn't think you were going to pull through.
Yeah, I didn't.
He's
I
just
was
lucky that it would be the Canadian IRS because the American IRS carries guns now.
I mean, they're American. I mean, where else would you carry your gun?
Oh yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you for coming. Hope to see you next week. And remember, until next time, fuck ICE, abolish and prosecute.